No.
Hello. Yep, this does not work. Hello.
Let's get a pizza. Let's get a pizza.
Oh. I'll let me stop.
Her name was Lola. She
Hello.
Hello.
Another show. Hello, everyone.
When you want.
I call this
Hello.
meeting to order today at September 30th at 7:10 p.m. We're going to motion. Can someone please motion for 10-minute recess, please?
I motion for 10-minute recess.
Is there a second?
Second.
Tommy motion, Sherry seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining. With the votes of 14-0, then motion is approved and will return at 7:20 p.m. 20 p.m.
Okay. Plant-based sponges. I mean. Oh, here. No. But it doesn't count. But yeah, the scrubbing part. That's bad. I know. She's like, let me first time I'm living in an apartment. Really? Oh, I've lived with die. Right. I don't know why.
a bunch of CS.
Yeah, well, it's okay, right?
Yeah, and then like on Sunday we had like a big ball CS program. Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty good. I think like it was on Sunday, so we were worried about burnout, but a lot of people showed okay. How's your week one been?
It's like.
Like 2 years, right? Um,
I've never had any. So I'm just getting used to it. Actually, sure, actually. But they never. They follow. Yeah,
Is it
they
under
follow
your
to the
jurisdiction?
back. Oh,
There's
there's
a-
a back. Like.
I work here, listen here. Go by, same love people. Okay. Alright.
No, he dog brand.
Makes you like it.
Oh, I was. Like, you know,
yeah, I just
Yes.
not exactly. We are comfortable. Yeah.
And you-
Everyone's very But- Right.
Objects. Okay, it's a. You chose.
That's right.
You just passed the fourth pass. Oh, well. No, I feel like it's worth it. Thanks, Marlo. Let's hear it. Easily. Yeah, my friend. Yeah.
I'm gonna write them down.
Okay, everyone. Oh.
Sure, can you use the mic?
Hello? Oh. Later. Okay. Okay, everyone, we will now be returning. We return at 7:21 p.m. Are there any amendments to be made to the agenda? Are there any, really?
I'll just start with the big one.
Okay.
All right, can I motion these all at once? Or, okay, so I motion to add an appointment for Diana Abu Hossein to the Academic Senate Legislative Assembly, an appointment for Khadija Athar to the Academic Senate Legislative Assembly, for Noor Baber to the Campus Safety Alliance Vice Chair position, Sharon Dunker to the FICOM Associate position, Jack Elginer to the Academic Senate Committee on Academic Freedom, Cindy Gonzalez to the Academic Senate Committee on Academic Freedom, Aniruda Iyengar to the Academic Senate Committee on Budget and Planning, Angela Ledesma Gratola to the Academic Senate Executive Board, Michelle Liu to the FICOM Associate position, Jacqueline Mejia Lopez to the Academic Senate Undergraduate Council, Russell Moe, FICOM Vice Chair position, Isra Shamseldin to the Academic Senate Committee on Budget and Planning, Jake Smith to the Academic Senate Faculty Executive Committee, Alexander Suarez to the Academic Senate Programs Review Committee, Suhan Tan to the FICOM Associate position, Sophia Wong to the Bike Advisory Committee, and Dehruti Halambi to the Academic Senate Committee on Academic Freedom.
Second.
Tommy motions. Nico seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. All abstaining. With a vote of 14 to 0, that motion is approved. And
One more motion. I need to add one for Isabel Wu to the Academic Senate, and I will add that one right now.
Tommy motions.
I second.
Chris Espino seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, all abstaining. With a vote of 14 to 0, that person is approved for her agenda for the Academic Senate. Are there any other amendments for today's agenda? Yes, Chris.
May we please scratch off the Academic Success Referendum Fund and the Travel Grant Mini Fund?
So, can you repeat that?
May we please strike, or there they are. The Academic Success
Mhm.
Referendum Fund and the Academic Affairs Commission Travel Grant Mini Fund, please.
Thank you. Nico?
Hi, can I please strike brewing card grant allocations and laundry grant allocations, please?
Thank you. Sherry?
Can I strike bag allocations, please?
Thank you. Joy?
Can we strike TJF allocations, please?
Anna? It'll
Hello?
turn on. Yeah, there you go.
Hello? Okay.
Yeah.
Can we strike SWC programming fund allocations, please?
Thank
Thanks.
you. Divine?
Can we strike ARC allocations, please?
Thank you. Edison?
Can we strike SFS allocations, please?
Thank you. Bethany, are there striking capital contingency programming? Or are those
Can we just
being
strike
allocated?
capital, please? Thank you.
Huh?
Can we strike capital
okay.
contingency, please? But keep contingency. Thank you. Can we just strike capital, please?
That was
Hello?
that was
In the meantime, yes, Nico?
Could we move Russell and Michelle for FICOM to the top of the queue for appointments?
Yes.
Russell and Michelle. Thank you.
Lori?
Oh, she is voting.
Vic?
And then I have a couple more. We'll be removing the Safe Place for Youth presentation and instead replacing it with a presentation from Jonathan on UCLA store purchase cards. Yeah. Sure. And then I motion to add an action item for discretionary fund approval for the parliamentary consultant. So I will add that, but I motion.
Tommy motions. Sherry seconds. Please. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against. All abstaining. With the vote of 14 to 0, that motion is approved. Are there any other amendments? I have to make 2 amendments, so I'll wait.
And then Jonathan, do I have to add a financial guidelines approval thing? Okay, because I don't think I received any links for those. Okay. So I motion to add approval of financial guidelines to the agenda.
Second.
Tommy motions. Who seconded?
I did.
Hannah seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining with a vote to 14 to 0, then motion is approved. Any other final amendments? I think Tommy has a few more still.
Okay. Yeah, I can. I motion to add an executive session pertaining to federal research funding to the agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
Who's that? Oh, sorry. Tommy motions, Daniel seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining with a vote of 14 to 0, that motion is approved. Jonathan, can I motion to add something onto the agenda, or does it have to be someone else? Yeah, okay. I motion to add a USAC letter regarding transparency of the release of individualized incident data.
Second.
I motion, Sherry seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining with a vote to 14 to 0, that letter is added to our agenda. I have a resolution calling for accountability and compliance for parenting students at UCLA. Is there a second?
Second.
I motion, Sherry seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining with a vote to 14 to 0, that resolution is added onto our September 30th agenda. Are there any final amendments? Yeah, I sent it to you, Tommy. Yeah, I motioned. That was the first one. Sorry about that. The first one I said USAC letter, and the second I said resolution. Sorry. Wait. Sorry. Sorry, folks, I'm looking for my agenda. Okay. Can we get a motion, please, to approve today's agenda?
I motion to approve today's USAC agenda for September 30th, 2025.
Second.
Nico motions, Hannah seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining with a vote to 14 to 0, our agenda is approved for September 30th.
Can you just pause and give Tommy a second to put the documents on the agenda?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Yes, I sent you both, Tommy. Let me know if you didn't get them.
And then for this one, I don't need to link to anything for that. Then we should.
All right. To the approval of our minutes, I hope everyone had the opportunity to take a look at the September 2nd and the September 16, 2025 minutes drafts. You should have been sent to them by Kendall. If there are no objections, we'll proceed with our meeting. Seeing as there are no objections, those are approved. We will now be moving on to public comments. Is there any student here today for public comments? Yes, you may come up to the mic. Please let Tommy pull up your timer for 2 minutes.
Thank you. My name is Hata Syed. I'm here tonight representing Calpric students, and I wanted to give you guys a quick update on our fall quarter drive. So far, we started our pledge drive this week, which is our primary form of funding and way of staying on campus. Last week, we also started our recruitment drive, and that led to us getting around 15 new members. We have a couple of new events that we're planning for this quarter pertaining specifically to our Bees campaign, one of them being the Bee Ball, which we don't have full logistics for yet. And yeah, our pledge drive should be over by the end of this week or by the beginning of next week. And yeah, that's my update. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Are there any other students here today for public comment? Are there any on Zoom? Seeing as there are none, we'll now be moving on and closing public comment today at 7:35 p.m. We'll now be moving on to funding. Okay. Bethany for capital contingency. Contingency programming.
Yes, for contingency programming, this week we had a total request of 52,000.
Bethany, I don't think we can hear you.
Are you able to hear me right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
You're muted, but your audio isn't coming out. If you'd like to put it in the chat, we can motion.
Bethany writes, this week we had a total contingency programming request of $52,429, and we recommend an allocation of $10,673 for one USAC entity and 50 non-USAC entities. Happy to answer any questions.
I'll wait a few seconds to see if Bethany can unmute.
Oh, I don't think. Bethany, can you try talking again for us?
Hi, are you able to hear me?
Talking.
Are you able to hear me right now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
That's my computer though. Oh, she is talking.
If not, it's fine. Yeah. Okay. If not, we'll move forward. Tommy motioned. Is there a second? Oh, wait, my bad. Sorry. It is a motion. Consent.
I guess.
Action.
I'll motion on behalf of Bethany. Motion to approve contingency programming for today.
I second.
You have to say them out.
Oh, I motion to approve an allocation of $10,673 of contingency programming funds to one USAC entity and 50 non-USAC entities.
The motion.
Tommy motions, Talia seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against and all abstaining. With a vote of 14 to 0 to 0, that motion is approved and our contingency programming is allocated on September 30th. We'll now be moving on to special presentations by Jonathan Weisner for UCLA store purchase cards.
Hello, it's Wisner. It's okay.
Sorry.
Um,
After one year.
Hi everyone. Hope everyone is well. I will make this quick because I know we have a long agenda today. But I want you to quick imagine a world in which you can buy supplies for your offices and events, and you not only don't have to put your own money down, you don't even have to submit a requisition form. Wow. Wow. Now imagine that that world exists because it does. So this year we are rolling out purchase cards for the store, colloquially called P cards. You're all familiar with the basement level of this building, which houses the UCLA store, which includes the market, which is like the food side. So I have these wonderful purchase cards here for you. And everyone has also received a DocuSign from me, which was scheduled sent at 7:30 with the agreement to utilize these purchase cards. So the way this works is you will pick out your items. Maybe you're getting some flyering supplies. Maybe you're getting some food for an event, whatever it may be. Excuse me. And you'll go to checkout like you normally would with your items. You're going to present your P card along with your personal Bruin card, and the cashier will take that as your payment. And they will charge it directly to your account in SGA, and that's that on that for the most part. No requisition form to fill out, no personal money to front. There is one after purchase action that you need to complete, which is just to submit your receipt to the Google form. I will send the email here once I'm done with this presentation that goes over all this process again and includes the links to the submission form as well as to the responses. So within 24 hours of making a purchase, you just need to upload a photo of that receipt to the Google form, and that's it. No rec, no nothing. Throughout the year, it is your responsibility to make sure you're not overspending and that you have money in your account to charge to. And so for that reason, I have also linked the responses sheet to said form so that you can go into the responses sheet, you can click sort, it sorts you by your office, and then you personally can keep track of how much you're spending. We will not be doing any of that on your behalf. That is all on you. These cards do come with a $250 a day limit. So anything above $250 is your regular process per day. This program is something we're really going to want to get your feedback on. So please be keeping in mind as you test it out. We'll be sending out some formal ways for you to provide that feedback. This is a very new and it is very open to change and adjustment. So we genuinely want to hear your experience using it, how it could be made better, and there's the potential for, things to change as the years go on. So your purchases do have to be related to the business of your office. This isn't just for your personal or just for you to be like, I want to use my USAC money for my own personal shirt. No. These are for things, particularly for events, for whatever it may be. It is, again, student fee dollars that you're using. And only you may use this. No one else in your office. You have to be the one to complete the purchase because this is tied to your UID. No one else's, just yours. And once you sign your agreement, I have all the cards here. So before you head out today, if you've signed your agreement, please pick up your card. You will need to return this card to us at the end of the year. So please don't lose it. If you do lose it, please let us know within a business day so we know. That's mostly it, I believe. Any questions? Yes, Chris.
Is there a discount associated with this card?
There is not at the time currently, but again, we are seeking your feedback. So if that's a piece of feedback you'd like to provide, it's one we'd like to hear. Daniel.
Is there a way to like control like which account or like line item it comes out of?
Yes, if you're an office that doesn't just have one account line, you can either pick the line that you want with SGA, you can work with SGA, or you can open up a new line that's specific for this with whatever amount you want to do a budget transfer in, essentially. Anything else?
Is this for the UCLA store and just the UCLA store, not including what is the other one? The one where they like sell snacks and stuff?
Hilltop. You know, that's a great question. Jessica, do you know that? Does it include the Hilltop shop? Not sure. We'll get back to you on that. But it does include everything in the B level currently. So if you go one down level from here, the food side, except for the computer store, which is going to be over 250 anyway. So anything of that sort.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. Thank you.
Cool.
Divine.
We didn't get, the question was, is 250 the max each quarter? 250 is the max per day. So you can charge 250 today, and then you can charge 250 tomorrow, and then the next day, and the next day, assuming that you have the funds in your account. Again, it is your personal responsibility to ensure you have money to utilize on these cards. All right, that's it for me then.
Thank you, Jonathan. Alrighty, we'll now be moving on to our appointments. Our first one is Russell Moe, FICOM Vice Chair. We'll just wait till Tommy can pull up the timer, and then I'll also give a rough overview on how this is going to work for all of our appointments today. Okay. So for appointments today, you get a 1-minute introduction statement afterwards you get a 15-minute question and answer period where council members get to ask you anything, perhaps your ARC interview or what you presented today. Afterwards, you get a 1-minute closing statement. Then the appointments review committee will provide their recommendations. Afterwards, council will be deliberating and we will then motion for a vote. Is Russell here in person today? Or is he online? Okay, Russell, can you try muting first and speak, please?
Oh, hello. Can you guys hear me okay?
Nope, we cannot hear you, Russell, unfortunately.
Russell, do you want to try? Oh, so what do we do about that?
There's a feedback loop.
Russell, do you want to try talking one more time? I'll just mute every time we're gonna talk.
Yeah, okay. Does this work?
What do you do about that? There's a feedback loop. Should I call for a recess? Okay. Can someone please motion for a a 10-minute recess and then I'll call it short.
I motion for a 10-minute recess.
I second.
Sherry motions, Tommy seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining.
Russell, can you try talking one more time on Zoom?
Hello, hello. Can you
Oh
guys
my
hear me okay?
gosh.
We can hear you. No more recess. No more recess. If you need to step out, please step out, but we're going to continue moving forward with the appointments.
Okay, give us 1 second, Russell. We need everyone back in their seats. Sorry about that.
Can everyone please return to their seats? We're going to start appointments soon. I never caught it. I never. Okay. Can you do the motion? Okay, can someone please motion to end the recess?
A motion to end the 10-minute recess.
I second.
Sherry motions, Tommy seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All abstaining. All against, all abstaining. With a vote to 10 to 0, that motion is approved. And we will now return to our USAC meeting on September 30th. Russell, whenever you're ready, you may begin your 1-minute opening statement.
Okay.
2 minutes.
Hi,
Go ahead, sorry.
everybody. I'm Russell. I'm a third-year economics major at UCLA. I'm really excited to be here. This will be my third year to serve on FICOM if I'm reappointed. I first started out as an associate, and last year as the vice chair. So just over that time, I've been able to just have more of an impact on the UCLA campus. Been able to just see different ways in which we can help clubs by being more transparent and promoting the resources that are available to them. So I look to continue my work this year.
Thank you. You may begin. We'll now move on to your 15-minute question and answer period. Are there any questions from council for Russell today? Tommy?
Hi, Russell. I know you have a lot of experience in FICOM. I guess one thing or just that I have an interest in knowing is what do you hope to improve on this year from your past years working on the committee? And if you could be as tangible as you can, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, sure. So I think this year we're going to try to continue doing the same thing that we did last year, continuing to post about our resources on Instagram. I think one thing that sounds cool to me is trying to collaborate with other USAC entities and offices just to try to reach a broader audience. And another idea that the head chair Bethany and I have thrown around is hosting workshops for leadership from clubs around campus for them to come into our workshop, and we'll walk them through the application process, tell them what we're looking for, tell them how to write a great application, and just answer any questions that we might have, just so we're even more accessible to our community.
Thank you, Russell. We'll now be moving on to your, oh, sorry, are there any other questions? If there are not, we'll now be moving on to your 1-minute closing statement whenever you're ready.
Yeah, so again, thank you guys for having me. I've been really blessed to serve UCLA the past 2 years. I just learned so much about what there is on campus. There's really so many different clubs doing so many cool things, and I really want to continue to be able to help them and to be able to promote transparency and awareness about the resources that UCLA offers its students. So thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll now be moving on to ARC recommendations.
Russell brings in extensive previous experience in FICOM, and ARC appreciated his goals to further promote FICOM's funding opportunities to student organizations in his next term if reappointed. With a 3-0 vote, ARC recommends Russell for reappointment.
Thank you. Are there any council deliberations? If so, please raise your hands. There are none. Can someone please motion for a vote?
I motion to appoint Russell to FICOM as vice chair for a 1-year term in the academic year 2025-2026.
I second.
Here are motions. Daniel seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against? All abstaining? With the votes of 13 to 0, Russell Moe is appointed to the Vicom Vice Chair for the academic year of 2025-2026 for a one-year term. Congratulations, Russell.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course. We'll now be moving on to Michelle Liu for the Vicom Associate. Michelle, whenever you're ready, you may begin your 1-minute introduction statement.
All right, are you guys able to hear me here?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, hi everyone. My name is Michelle. I'm a business economics third year, also concentrating in value investing. I've gone to serve on the committee for the past year, and doing that has resulted in a lot of learning and growth, which I'm really grateful for. Personally, I've been helped tremendously by UCLA Club, so I think continuing to serve on FICOM is a way to give back and continue expanding opportunities for Bruins. So I would love to be a part of USAC's finance committee for the upcoming school year as well.
Thank you. We'll now be moving on to your 15-minute question and answer period. Are there any questions from council members? Yes, Hiram.
Hi, Michelle. Thanks for joining us tonight. I know that in your ARC interview, you expressed that you've already served on FICOM last school year. So what are some key things you think you learned from your last school year serving on FICOM that you will bring into this new term?
Yeah, it's a great question. I will say that I learned to be more cognizant of the fund levels that we're working with. Because what I've noticed is that if we under allocate on one quarter, then we tend to want to like over allocate the quarters after. So there's kind of an imbalance in distribution. And so I think keeping that in mind, I would want to be more aware of like making sure that funds are being equitably distributed across all quarters and not just across all clubs. And that would come with obviously discussing with the vice chair and chair about like allocation levels and also keeping in mind the amount of fund that we have to work with, given the recent budget constraints as well. So.
Thank you. Are there any other questions from council members? If not, thank you. We'll now be moving on to your 1-minute closing statement.
Great. Well, thank you guys for the opportunity to interview to be a member on the finance committee. I know it's an important role just for the well-being of our student groups. And if I'm appointed, it would be an honor to just do my best in making sure the funds are allocated equitably and fairly. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Can we now please get our recommendations?
All right, I have the ARC recommendations. ARC unanimously recommends Michelle Liu for a one-year term as a finance committee member. Michelle demonstrated a strong understanding of USAC funding processes and emphasized equity, transparency, and accountability in her responses, highlighting her commitment to supporting underrepresented and non-traditional student groups. Her prior experience on the finance committee and concrete plans to streamline funding evaluations and enhance outreach reflect her readiness to contribute meaningfully to the role.
Thank you. Can we now move on? We'll now be moving on to deliberations. Okay, we'll now be moving on for a vote. Can someone please motion for a vote? Tommy?
To appoint Michelle Liu as a FICOM committee member for a one-year term for the 2025-2026 academic year.
I second.
Was it Divine? Yes, Tommy motions, Divine seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining. With a vote to 13 to 0, Michelle Liu is appointed for the FICOM associate position for a 2025-2026 one-year term in the academic year. Congratulations, Michelle.
All right. Thank you guys for your time.
Of course, we'll now be moving on to Diana. I'm so sorry if I butchered your last name. Diana A. for the Academic Senate Legislative Assembly. Whenever you're ready, you may begin your 1-minute introduction statement.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, hello. I'm Diana. I'm a third year. I'm majoring in English with a concentration in law. I'm a double minor in labor studies and digital humanities, and I got
Sorry, Diana,
into
you're
this
cutting out.
for the international student representative. Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Thank you.
Okay, sorry, but yeah, I just want to help people and see ways I can make policies more accessible and more level field.
All right, thank you so much. We'll now be moving on to your 15-minute question and answer period. Are there any
For
council members? Yes, Hiram.
Is she still giving her?
I think Diana, unfortunately, will now be moving on to the 15-minute question and answer period. Yes, Hiram.
Hi, Diana. Thanks for joining us today. How do you plan on prioritizing international student needs on the Legislative Assembly, as you described during your interview that you are not an international student?
Hi, yeah, so I know exactly what you're talking about. I was unaware of how much I guess like all the difficulties that international students have to go through that I don't have to go through as a citizen like born in United States. And what really opened my eyes were when I did RA training, we had to do a session that we picked, and I picked the international student session, and that's when I learned how difficult it was to obtain off-campus jobs and then a visa. Just so many issues that didn't that I was not fully aware of that international students have to go through. And because of that, I became much more aware of the difficulties that they do have to go through. And that's why I try very hard to be really transparent with my friends that are international students and the opportunities that are accessible to them. So I would do the same thing in this position. I would just be very mindful that international students do not have the ability, they're restricted by federal limits to, seek certain opportunities. And that's why I will make sure that any opportunities that do come our way or policies that affect them will be completely transparent and the forefront of any discussions that we have with them. I'm also going to make sure that they are able to trust me. I think that's like the most important thing with international students because their sense of belonging shifts when they come here, and I wanted to shift into a more comfortable atmosphere. So yeah, that's how I would respond to international students, just about authenticity, transparency, and then an open ear because I'm not fully aware of the struggles they would be going through, but after educating myself, I think I would be able to help them in a way that people from other perspectives may not be able to. I think there is also like a significant part of me that is able to see things differently because I'm not an international student. So it would help me like look at situations that could be adapted to them versus the other way around.
Thank you. Are there any questions, other questions from council members? Seeing as there are none, we'll now be moving on to your 1-minute closing statement.
Hello. Yeah, I just want my main goal is to help people and make sure that everybody has equity and equal inclusive. I worked as a legal assistant for a year and I did criminal law, and our primary clients were indigent clients and clients who have been systemically disadvantaged. And I learned like, the thing people really need to hear is that someone cares and they'll listen. And I just hope that people feel that they are able to come to us, whether it's me or someone else, and have that sense of belonging, faith that we would be able to help them. And yeah, if I were to get that position, I would do my best to make that commitment that I did for my law firm clients to this position. And that's like that they would be heard, and I will be completely transparent with policies and Senate bylaws that we need about.
Thank you. We'll now be moving on to our recommendations.
Despite not being an international student, Diana emphasized to ARC that if appointed to the Legislative Assembly, she wishes to make an effort to reach out to the international student community and become aware of their unique hardships. We appreciated her vision of stability in a culture where students can be informed on the decisions that are being made within the Academic Senate. With a 3-0 vote, ARC recommends Diana for this appointment.
Thank you. Are there any deliberations from council? Seeing as there are none, we'll now be moving on for a vote. Can someone please motion?
Motion to appoint Diana to the Legislative Assembly for the academic year 2025-2026 for a one-year term.
Second.
Here are motions. Sherry seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining. With a vote of 13 to 0, Diana is approved for the Legislative Assembly for a one-year term for the 2025-2026 academic year. Congratulations. We'll now be moving on to Khadijah for the Academic Senate, also the Legislative Assembly. Khadijah, whenever you're ready, you may begin your 1-minute opening statement.
Assalamu alaikum, or in Arabic, that means peace be upon you all. My name is Khadija Tar. I am an incoming transfer student starting my first year at UCLA, and I'm studying political science. I'm from Sacramento. I hope some of you guys are from NorCal too. Yay, okay. So I'm applying to be the transfer student representative for the Legislative Assembly because I believe that my past experiences at my local community college are directly synonymous with the roles that I would be taking on in this committee. I worked as the vice chair for the Student Senate for California Community Colleges, and in my district, I oversaw over 14 colleges, and I did the same exact task that I would be doing here. I oversaw monthly reports of delegates, ensuring that they're doing the work that they're supposed to be doing, fostering honest communication between me and the people that I'm working with, and also keeping myself accountable with the work that I'm doing. I also ensured a very fair, honest policy with students on the campuses that I was visiting. I made sure I did reviews of the bylaws and that they actually served the needs of the students. And overall, I'm really excited to be starting with this committee if I get this position. And I hope you guys accept this role for me.
Thank you, Khadijah. We'll now be moving on to your 15-minute question and answer period. Yes, sir.
Hello. Thanks for joining us in person tonight. Really nice to see your face. I was wondering what you believed, like what does transfer student representation mean to you, especially in spaces like the Academic Senate, in a place as huge as the Legislative Assembly?
Yeah, so honestly, the first answer that comes to mind is visibility. And I know it sounds like a simple word, but it goes larger than what we think, especially because transfer students come from various backgrounds and they represent like such a large population on campus that oftentimes, even in such large spaces where you think that we have enough resources to address their needs, there are still a good amount of students whose voices go unheard or their needs aren't being addressed to the extent that they need to be. One particular project that I was passionate about at my local community college was really making sure that student parents got the resources that they needed. And so to sort of kickstart that, I authored a bill to have a daycare center established on campus so that they could balance their familial and their work life. I think that there is a good amount of student parents on campus here who come in as transfer students as well. So that's just an example of like one community that I think really deserves attention. Transfer students definitely don't know what resources they have because sometimes they just feel like they're underlooked in ways. So I think also making sure that as a representative, I'm reaching out to them because a lot of times there is that like intimidating factor. So making sure I'm going out of my way to connect with them, make visits, make sure that they feel seen. And again, that all ties back to visibility. And I think that's exactly what the transfer student rep is for.
Thank you. Sherry?
Hi, my question for you is, do you have any experience navigating administrative bureaucracy? And like, how will you be proactive in advocating for students in spaces where oftentimes like students are underrepresented? And kind of like what balance will you strike between taking a more adversarial versus a more collaborative stance when you do like advocate for students?
Yeah, so I was also part of the student senate for my local community college. And in that, I got to work directly with faculty one-on-one. Also, when I was drafting a lot of these resolutions, like the one for the daycare center, I had to take on a bit of an administrative role because I had to organize a lot of meetings with those directly making a lot of those decisions. One thing that I did was I was part of the interviewing crew with a bunch of other teachers and faculty when they were picking a member to be our student representative for the student services on campus. And so I was the only student voice and representative for that interview committee. So I got the chance and the opportunity to ask questions directly about how they would help students, making sure that their answers aligned a lot with our needs. And that's just an example of where I'm not afraid to show up. I'm not afraid to deal with faculty head on. And even in spaces where we might not agree, making sure that I keep our main goal in mind and reinforce that, which is to help better serve students. And I think that's another way to navigate those spaces is that, being open-minded, making sure that I don't come off too headstrong and I'm not stubborn about like, we need this, we need that, but trying to find a balance and incorporate the best interests for students.
This isn't necessarily a question, but I guess it's a question. If approved, will you be able to attend the September 30th Legislative Assembly meeting?
Today?
Oh my God, that was today. Oh, I think they rescheduled it to make it earlier. Yeah, I don't know why. Scratch that. That's not a question. Um, damn, that just throws everything out the window. Yeah, they moved everything earlier. I don't know why. All right. Thank you so much. Yes. Are there any other questions? Nope. Thank you so much. You may begin your 1-minute closing statement.
Yeah, so I just want to say thank you everyone for the opportunity to even come and run to be part of this assembly. That's just a big process in itself for me and a big step forward in my own career. I really hope that you guys, I really hope I get to work with you guys because you guys all seem really amazing and cool. And thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll now be moving on to ARC recommendations. Tommy, can you please, or hear him, or Tommy, or hear him?
Oh, was it?
Recommendations. ARC unanimously recommends Khadija Attar for a 1-year term to the Academic Senate Legislative Assembly. As a first-year transfer student and a former vice chair for Community College Senate, Khadija brings relevant experience in bylaw interpretation, accountability, and student advocacy. Her thoughtful plans to uplift non-traditional and marginalized communities, especially student parents and transfers, alongside her commitment to transparency and equity, demonstrates strong alignment with the responsibilities of this role.
We'll now be moving on to council deliberations. Yes, Hiram.
Okay, so Khadijah doesn't work for my office at all. She just volunteered for my office during Transfer Palooza, which is crazy because that was one of the busiest events I've been to at the start of the school year. And I've been to a lot of busy events this school year. And you handled it with such grace. And honestly, just you being there and supporting my office, like, that's so sweet. I really appreciated getting to know you better in that moment too. And so, I feel like Khadijah is a kind of person that just consistently shows up for others. And I really strongly urge you all to vote yes.
Thank you. Are there any other council members? Seeing as there are none, can we please motion for a vote?
Motion to appoint Khadijah to the Academic Senate Legislative Assembly for a 1-year term for the academic year 25-26.
Second.
Hear a motion, Sherry seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining. With a vote to 12-0, Khadijah is approved to the Legislative Assembly on the Academic Senate for a 1-year term for the academic year 2025-2026. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, next we have Nor for the Campus Safety Alliance. Oh, sorry. Yes, Jack. Would now be sorry about that. Sorry, Nor. Just because of an unfortunate, Jack has shared with Tommy that he has to, I guess, just go. I don't know. Jack, whenever you're ready, you may begin your 1-minute opening statement for the Academic Senate Committee on Academic Freedom.
Hello, I just wanted to say quickly, thank you for pinching me in. I'm on my lunch break at Trader Joe's, so thank you so much. Hello, and thank you all for the opportunity to speak with you today. My name is John Elginer, though I go by Jack. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a sophomore at UCLA, and I'm majoring in poli-sci. And I'm applying to the undergraduate representative position on the Academic Freedom Committee because I think that it's really important to have free intellectual inquiry on campus, both in and outside the classroom. Having been in high school leadership and academic competitions and community service, I bring a strong mix of discipline, communication skills, and just a commitment to fairness and advocacy. I believe I'd be a great fit for this committee because I know how to bridge student concerns with faculty, and I deeply value the protection of academic freedom. So thank you.
Thank you, Jack. We'll now be moving on to your 15-minute question and answer period. Yes, Hiram?
Hi, Jack. Thanks for joining us on your work break. We really appreciate you being here. I was wondering if, I know we asked you during your ARC interview how you would define academic freedom. I was wondering if you could just elaborate more on that, especially in today's political context and what that means for our students.
Yeah, I can. I think that academic freedom is really important. You brought up political, and I think that political discourse is a great example. The shooting of Charlie Kirk, as you guys all know, is a huge loss to political freedom and political free speech. And I think that's something that cannot be taken lightly. The fact that people should be able to talk about what they want to talk about in the classrooms, obviously with barriers and to an extent, and be able to express what they want to express and learn what they want to learn. And I think having barriers, things like banning books and things like having government, for that matter, putting restrictions on what people can learn, and I think that's just a really bad idea. And so I think that continuing to have academic freedom in whatever sense an individual might have, and whatever that individual might be doing, I think is something that's really important.
Are there any other questions from council members? Tommy?
Question. Hi, Jack. I guess my question for you is, how will you make sure that you are, given that this is an advisory role on the Academic Senate, how will you utilize your role to kind of help navigate the ongoing issues with academic freedom that are so relevant in today's climate at UCLA?
I think that as someone who is an outside observer of many events that are happening, right, I'm currently not in any position. So I think someone as an outside observer, I have a unique perspective right now. And I think that if I continue to remain calm and neutral and understand that I am student represented and hear the opinions of the students from all different perspectives, I think that maintaining that level of professionalism, while also understanding that what I believe to be true is that academic freedom needs to be protected. I think if I have those two, I can kind of weave my way through relationships with whoever I may be talking to.
Angela?
Hello? Oh, okay. Thank you for being here, Jack. I really appreciate it, especially because it is your break. I just had a quick question. I just wanted to hear like your thought and your understanding behind, what is the Academic Senate and like the structure of it, just so that I can see like, you're read up on it. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, I think as a whole, I'm not particularly sure, but I know for the role that I am applying for, it's for student positions, 2 graduate and 2 undergraduate, and I know that it's like a discourse, and I think that as in the 2 undergraduate, I think personally, I think that should be more, because I think the amount of undergraduate students should be is more than graduate students. So I think that's, to be completely frank, I have not had a ton of time to prepare. I have had I've had 8-hour shifts the last 4 days, so I have not had a ton of time to prepare. So that's what I know.
Are there any other questions from council members? All right, seeing as there are none, we'll now be moving on to your 1-minute closing statement.
Yeah, I really wanted to say thank you for letting me speak today, and thank you again for the accommodations. I know that while right now I may not have a bunch of expertise, I am someone who's committed to working hard, and I believe that working hard and understanding that I need to work with people, I have a lot of experience in that, and so I think I would be a great fit for fostering discussion. So thank you so much, and I really appreciate your time.
Thank you. We'll now be moving on to ARC recommendations.
While Jack brought enthusiasm to his ARC interview to learn more about the Academic Senate, ARC believes that the Committee on Academic Freedom might not be the right fit for the candidate. We believe the student representative to the Committee on Academic Freedom should have a holistic understanding of academic freedom in our current political context. Because of this, with a 0 to 2 to 1 vote, ARC does not recommend Jack for this appointment.
Thank you. We'll now be moving on to council deliberations.
I'll go first. Yeah, I'm really thankful for Jack coming out today. I think ARC we had moved forward just because we wanted to give an opportunity to hear more. As the last answer, just I don't know. With the understanding of what the Academic Senate is and it being a faculty body, which we are meant to be an advisory position to, I believe that understanding is crucial. And given that we do have 3 candidates here for the position on academic freedom, and we can only appoint 2 of them, I don't think I'm confident personally appointing Jack to this committee. But yeah, I welcome anyone else to talk as well.
Here.
I was present for this ARC interview, and the enthusiasm was definitely there and shown. And I definitely suggest that Jack look into our other appointment options that are open. It's just I also would have appreciated hearing more input on our like how in this position he could support our non-traditional, marginalized, and transfer students on campus. That's a huge deciding factor in the way I vote personally. And especially within, again, today's political context, I think, and with our DEI initiatives at Threat, I think we need to be prioritizing our students of color and also our transfer students on campus. So I would have appreciated hearing more concrete plans on that end. But yeah.
Anyone else? Yes, Talia.
I agree kind of just like about what was said about the last answer. Jack, I really appreciate you like coming out today and taking time out of your shift and your break to come and speak with us. I definitely encourage you to apply to other appointments after you've had like maybe more time to kind of figure out exactly what the structure is and what your role is. But yeah, I'd love to see you involved in USAC, but maybe in the future.
Thank you, Talia. Are there any other council members? Seeing as there are none, can we please motion for a vote?
I motion to appoint Jack to the Academic Senate Committee on Academic Freedom for a 1-year term.
Second.
Tommy motions, Hiram seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining. With a vote to 13 to 0 to 0, that motion, 0 to 0 to 13, 13 to 0, the motion does not pass. Jack, we're sorry to inform you that you have not been approved for this position at this time. We sincerely thank you for your interest and for coming out today. All right, next appointment is Noor for the Campus Safety Alliance Vice Chair. Nor, whenever you're ready, you may begin your 1-minute introduction.
Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here today speaking to you all. My name is Noor Babar. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm a third-year transfer student here at UCLA. I'm applying for the role of the Vice Chair of the Campus Safety Alliance. I believe that I am the best choice for this position as I possess the necessary skills to fulfill its responsibilities and excel as an appointee in UCLA student government. I have years of community service and social justice work and am well acquainted with the tasks that must be done in this field of work. For example, I had the opportunity to work in restorative justice movements in high school after the killing of George Floyd. I worked with the League of Women Voters before the 2024 election to sort of break down proposition research and hopefully encourage members of more underserved communities to feel more confident to vote. My work in advocacy reflects my dedication towards the challenging work that is needed to cause meaningful change. And just being a part of this alliance would be an incredible opportunity for me to channel that passion into meaningful action.
Thank you so much. We'll now be moving on to your 15-minute question and answer period. I have a question for you, Noor.
Yes.
What are your goals and, I guess, plans for the academic year when it comes to campus safety?
Yeah, so one thing that I learned throughout my years in social justice work is the importance of welfare programs for students to ensure their safety, which is kind of ties into the whole role of campus safety. It's been shown that in large scale studies, for example, in large cities, when when law enforcement are given too much money or power, they use that power to harm minority communities, underserved communities. But it also shows that when cities implement welfare programs, such as, financial help for underserved communities, free lunches, low cost healthcare. That is what helps these communities the most. And I think when discussing campus safety, we need to consider the fact that over the past year or so, there have been a lot of controversies surrounding campus safety, especially surrounding the UCPD. Just at the Regents meeting, I believe, last week or 2 weeks ago, they approved an outrageous amount of funding for riot gear for the UCPD. And at the same time, they're shutting down vital student-initiated programs, which are the most important thing to help minority communities. UCLA prides itself on its diversity, but then they're turning back on the students who need these initiatives the most. So I think it's really important, if I get elected for the vice chair position, that I would advocate for these students and be a voice for them when they don't have the voice at the table right now.
Thank you. Can I ask my second question and then? Yeah. Sorry, how do you navigate working with administrators who are less receptive to student feedback, particularly in sensitive areas such as the UCPD or the Community Safety Office?
Yeah, so for example, in high school, I had a lot of experience with this. I was part of an equity and diversity collaborative, basically advocating for reforms in our curriculum in order to fight for students of color. There was a big gap between the minority population and the majority Caucasian population, and racism was a huge problem at our campus. So one of the things that I did was I was part of this collaborative which represented those minority students. And I learned that it's important to collaborate with administrators, even if they may be resistant to your demands. And one of the things that I learned was the power of negotiation. You cannot be adversarial. You cannot take this head-on stance. You have to find common ground. You have to discuss, you have to share your viewpoints, but you also need to be a good listener. You need to learn what the administration wants, because obviously we all want the best for students. We all want to ensure the safety of students so they can thrive in this environment. So you need to find a common ground with them. You need to explain that, hey, we're not against you. We also agree that students deserve to be safe. So you cannot take an adversarial stance, but also you cannot back down from the most essential demands, because it's not like what we are demanding is impossible. We are simply demanding that student initiated programs not be shut down. For example, there was a program that was just temporarily shut down today due to like hiring delays. And they're reassessing what it means to have diversity and equity policies on campus, which has led to a lot of these essential programs being shut down. And personally, I think that is outrageous. But I have learned that you cannot back down from your most essential demands, because that's going to be demeaning to your cause. Activism and restorative justice cannot be performative. You cannot exclude the people from your spaces whose rights you are fighting for. So I think it's important to discuss, to be an active listener, and sort of present the facts. You cannot let, in these cases, the administration tended to resist when it seemed like when we were being like emotional or things like that. But you have to present objective facts in order to support what you are saying, what you are advocating for.
Thank you. Yes, Hiram?
You asked my question.
Yes, Sherry?
Hi, my question for you is, I believe that like one of the biggest roles of like the vice chair of the Campus Safety Alliance is like information dissemination. And so I guess my question for you is like, how will you keep students informed about the meetings that you have and like the information that you receive? And how will you take in students like experiences and information from students and like advocate for them?
Yeah, so I was reading more extensively upon the role of the vice chair, and I had an idea. I'm not quite sure how tangible this is, but I've seen a lot of other clubs and organizations hosting town halls, where students can come and discuss and express their concerns about campus issues. So I think that would be the most beneficial way to be able to hear different students' viewpoints on what they want accomplished in terms of campus safety. Yeah, like I was saying before, one of the main things I learned is that, again, restorative justice cannot be performative. You cannot exclude these students from your space and not include them. You need to create a safe space for them where they can come and openly discuss without fear of, you know, racism or discrimination. So I think town halls would be the best way to do that. That way I can actually hear and interact one-on-one with these students who have certain concerns and who want to see tangible change made to campus safety policies.
Are there any other questions? Seeing as there are none, we will now move on to your 1-minute closing statement.
I have, I'm sorry?
Sorry, no, you can continue. Sorry about that.
Sorry. Okay. I've spent years involved in restorative justice, and it taught me valuable lessons that would serve me well in this position. For example, when I was part of diversity and equity movements in high school, they taught me that in order to build a strong student community, it is crucial to use alternatives to policing and law enforcement in order to ensure student safety. Data collected from around the university has shown that as student programs are defunded, interference from law enforcement often makes these matters worse, such as when minority victims of sexual assault attempt to seek help or recover from their experiences. And I believe that particularly over the past year or two, the university has damaged its relationship of trust with students of color, which make up a huge percentage of the population. And I believe it is well beyond time to rectify this damage and help bridge this gap by supporting these students and fighting for those who need the most assistance and resources. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we please get our recommendations?
No, it is me. It is me.
Nope.
It is me.
Hiram, can you please read it?
Despite being new to campus, Nor brings in a true wealth of knowledge and experience that a position like the vice chair of the Campus Safety Alliance requires in today's political context. She wishes to get involved on campus to make a difference in the lives of her peers, especially when it comes to violence and force used. With a 3-0 vote, ARC strongly recommends Nor for this appointment.
Thank you. Are there now council deliberations?
Yeah, so as the chair of the Campus Safety Alliance, I really enjoyed hearing Nora's interview during ARC. She is truly smart, like really, really smart. And I couldn't imagine working with someone better. So yeah, that's all I have.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me.
Thank you, Tommy. We'll now be moving on. Where? Oh, Jay, go ahead.
Hi.
Sorry, I'm like,
Hi, yeah. So Nora's my staffer in my DEI preservation team, and since I've gotten to know her, she's really immensely involved herself not only in my office but as well as taking initiative to find other outlets to be involved in student advocacy. I couldn't more recommend her to be part of this committee, and I hope all our fellow USAC officers vote yes.
Thank you, Jaya. Jaya, appreciation. We love you.
are there any other council members? Seeing as there are none, can we please move on and motion to a vote? Can someone motion, please?
I will motion to appoint Noor to the Campus Safety Alliance as the vice chair for the 2025-2026 academic year.
I second.
Tommy motions, Shea seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against. All abstaining. With a vote of 13-0, that motion is approved and Noor is approved to serve on the Campus Safety Alliance vice chair position for a one-year term for the 2025-2026 academic year.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
I'm so excited to work with you guys this year.
Thank you. We'll now be moving on to Shirin for the FICOM associate position. Are they online?
Hello.
Whenever you yes, we can hear you. Whenever you're ready, you may begin your 1-minute opening statement.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Shireen Dunker. I am a fourth-year MCDB major. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm applying for the associate position on the finance committee. I've previously served in this role for the past 3 years now, which has allowed me to connect and serve with all the various clubs and organizations that make up our lovely Bruin community. And I believe that I'd be a great fit for this role again because I have that comprehensive knowledge of how our funding is allocated and processed. Therefore, I could confidently answer questions that clubs have during our office hours and even support onboarding of new members to the finance committee.
Thank you. We'll now be moving on to your 15-minute question and answer period. Are there any questions from council? I'll ask a question. What are you looking forward to as an associate in FICOM?
Great question. This year, I'm excited to finish my last year at UCLA working on this group that I've been a part of for the past 3 years. And in terms of something new that I hope to bring into this year, in the past 3 weeks, I did an interesting DEI training with the UCLA Alumni Association, which helped open my eyes to a lot of implicit bias that people hold when making important decisions in admin work and organizations. And I thought that this really would apply to the finance committee and something that I could bring into this year to hopefully push us to do something similar so we can all understand our own backgrounds and how that may have an implicit bias when we read applications and allocate funding. So that's what I'm most excited for this upcoming year.
Thank you. We'll now be moving on. I'm sorry, I don't know. Are there any other questions? All right, thank you. We'll now be moving on to your 1-minute closing statement whenever you're ready.
Again, thank you guys so much for having me here today. I am very excited to hopefully continue my work this upcoming year if appointed. I think it's super important to continue furthering FICOM's mission of promoting financial transparency amongst the Bruin community, reaching out to marginalized communities, and providing that equitable funding where we can. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. We'll now be moving on to ARC recommendations.
The ARC unanimously recommends Shireen Dunker for a 1-year term as a FICOM associate. With 3 years of experience on the committee, Shireen brings deep institutional knowledge and a strong commitment to equity, transparency, and student support. Her plans to implement a funding tracking system, conduct targeted research, and simplify financial communications reflect both initiative and a clear understanding of the funding landscape and its impact on marginalized student organizations.
Thank you, Sherry. We'll now be moving on to council deliberations. Yes, Sherry?
I think just really quick, something that we also really appreciated was kind of her idea about implicit bias training within FICOM. So I just wanted to highlight that.
Thank you. Can we now motion for a vote?
I motion to appoint Shireen Dunker to the FICOM associate position for 1 academic year.
Thank you.
Second.
Divine motions, Sherry seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Thank you. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining. With votes of 13 to 0 to 0, Sharon Dunker is approved for the FICOM associate position for a 1-year term for the 2025-2026 academic year. Congratulations.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You too. We'll now be moving on to Cindy Gonzalez for the Academic Senate Committee on Academic Freedom. Whenever you're ready, you may begin your 1-minute introduction.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Cindy Gonzalez, and I use she, her pronouns. I am a third-year political science major at UCLA, and I'm applying to be a student representative on the Committee on Academic Freedom because I believe that academic freedom is fundamental to the university's mission to advance academic research and to educate its students and society at large about its research findings. I believe that I am a strong fit for this role because of my prior experience in student representation. Last year, I was the student trustee at Napa Valley College, where I gained experience representing the entire student body at monthly Board of Trustee meetings, and I advocated on behalf of student needs and concerns. Additionally, I also learned how to navigate differing perspectives from faculty, staff, students, and administration in this role and work towards our shared goals. Also, because I am a pre-law student, I also appreciate that this role will allow me to gain experience in analyzing policy and advocating for academic freedom for UCLA students. I look forward to bringing my experience to this role and being an advocate for students.
Thank you so much. We'll now be moving on to your 15-minute question and answer period. Yes, Hiram.
Hi, thanks for joining us today. How does your lived experience as a transfer student kind of shape your leadership, and how do you think that will shape the way you move forward with decisions being made on this committee?
Definitely. So because I do have the transfer experience and I can also resonate with the first year admit experience, I definitely think that I have gained a lot of insight on just how different the experience is for transfer students because transfer students have diverse backgrounds and they may have taken years between deciding to transfer to a higher education institution. So I believe that it makes me a better leader because I'm more informed about the diverse experiences of students and I can take those into account when I'm in these decision-making spaces and make sure that I can advocate for the various experiences of students.
Thank you. Are there any, Sherry?
Hi, would love to hear more about how you define academic freedom and how you see it impacting students' educational experiences, especially given our current political climate.
Definitely. So I define academic freedom as the ability for faculty, students, and the entire academic population to be able to research, teach, learn, and share their ideas freely without regard to political or ideological pressures. Concerning the current state of academic freedom, I definitely think that it's important to be mindful of the political influence that is trying to diminish academic freedom at higher education institutions, including UCLA. So I think it's very crucial to be mindful of that and to understand
how it affects students, especially those from marginalized backgrounds.
Are there any other council members who'd like to ask Cindy questions? Seeing as there are none, Cindy, you can now move on to your 1-minute closing statement.
Thank you. So I just want to reaffirm my strong commitment and excitement to contribute to this role and contribute to an environment at UCLA where students and faculty and the entire community feels secure to share their ideas free from any outside influences. And I look forward to bringing my previous experiences to this role and advocating for students. Thank you so much for your time and consideration.
Thank you, Cindy. We'll now be moving on to ARC recommendations.
ARC unanimously recommends Cindy Gonzalez for a 1-year term on the Academic Senate Committee on Academic Freedom. Cindy demonstrated a thoughtful understanding of the committee's purpose and emphasized the importance of student input, transparency, and advocacy in navigating complex academic freedom issues. Her commitment to amplifying underrepresented voices, particularly those of non-traditional and transfer students, and her intent to bring tangible policy-level change reflect a strong readiness for this role.
Thank you. Are there any council deliberations? Yes, Talia?
Had the pleasure of meeting Cindy at the USAC open house. So it's super great to see you again. And I'm really excited to see that you're already taking steps to get involved in student government. So thanks for coming and speaking with us today.
Thank you.
Yes, Angela?
Hello. So I first met Cindy at EAF, and it was really clear right away that she was very passionate and eager to learn more about the academic senate space, but also the CAF. So I'm really just glad to see her today, and you did great.
Alrighty, well, can we please move on to a vote? If someone would like to motion. Tommy?
I motion to appoint Cindy to the Academic Senate Committee on Academic Freedom for a 1-year term to the year 2025-2026.
Second.
Tommy motion, Sherry seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining. With a vote of 13-0, that motion is approved, and Cindy Gonzalez is approved to serve on the Academic Senate Committee on Academic Freedom for a 1-year term for the 2025-2026 academic year. Congratulations, Cindy.
Thank you. I look forward to it.
Alrighty, next we'll be moving on to, I'm so sorry if I mispronounce your name, Aniruddha. Is she in person, Tommy? Okay. Whenever you're ready, you may begin your 1-minute opening statement.
Hello, everyone. I just want to start by saying thank you to each and every one of you for this opportunity. My name is Aniruddha, but most people I know call me Ani. My pronouns are he, him, and I've just transferred in, which means I'm a junior and I'm majoring in political science. I have applied to serve on the Committee for Planning and Budget because not only do I think this is a committee that does a whole lot of very important things, but also because I feel like I can make an actual difference if appointed. I applied to the Committee on Planning and Budget because I believe that as students, we deserve a say on where money is going toward on our campus and ensuring that it is indeed going toward the educational development of UCLA students and lifting up our students who are disadvantaged. We also deserve transparency and accountability in terms of the fiscal habits of our Planning and Budget Committee.
Thank you. We'll now be moving on to your 15-minute question and answer period. Are there any council members that like to ask questions? Yes, Hiram.
Hi, Ani. This is Hiram. I see here that you have been moved forward for 2 committees, so the Data Governance Committee and the Committee on Budget and Planning. If you are appointed to both, how will you juggle both academic senate committees as well as working for USAC in my office and just general schoolwork?
Yeah, this is such a great question, and I did apply to both of those committees, and I am in your office as well, Hiram. And by the way, I'm very grateful for you. But I think that even in community college, I had a number of roles that I did at the same time, especially even last year where I was the vice chair of the clubs, the clubs on campus. And I think that I have created a system where I've been able to attend every single meeting and every single class that I need to be at over the last couple of years. And I feel confident in my ability to serve in both committees and in the office of the TSR, as well as attend all my classes and do well on them, because I have really kind of perfected that over the last couple of years. And I hope to be able to give them that opportunity here at UCLA.
Alrighty. I think, sorry, are we still on questions? Yeah, Hiram.
I'm looking over your ARC notes and I'm noticing that there's a lot about the Data Governance Committee, but not so much about the Committee on Budget and Planning. Since I just wanted to ask, like, what you thought the differences between those two committees were, and how you will like not mix up, I guess, each committee's missions and priorities when you're serving in this position.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I apply to serve on the Data Governance Committee because I believe that it's as students, it's important to hold accountable the people who are in charge of the governance of our private data, and obviously ensure accountability in those spaces. And I think that, in this present political climate, where, we have an administration in charge who is cracking down on our rights to protest, and they're doing that by asking colleges for the data of students and faculty who are protesting. And it is very important for these sorts of committees to exist and ensure that we are keeping private data of UCLA students and faculty with UCLA and not given to other people who have hostile intentions.
Thank you. Any other council members? Seeing as there's none, we'll now be moving on to your 1-minute closing statement.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to interview in front of all of you. I wanted to finish by saying that I do have quite a bit of experience in dealing with all the aspects of both of the committee positions I have applied for. For instance, as the vice chair of my community college's elections committee, I did have to manage a lot of data regarding candidates. And as a senator at my community college's student senate, I had a big say in how we as a student body could choose to spend our yearly budget and what events we focused on, or what groups on campus we could pick up or help, including ensuring that students on campus had the means to achieve their lofty academic goals. Thank you for this opportunity, and I hope all of you have a great night.
Thank you, Ani. We'll now be moving on.
Jonathan, is it possible to do like back to back?
So motion.
We'll do both voting at the end.
Why can't we motion for both positions for her right now? Can we do that?
Well, I'm saying like let's hear his other interview right now. There's two.
Yeah, we can deliberate. Yeah, let's move on to deliberations first.
Wait, no.
Wait.
No, I'm saying like let's interview them for both, because what if we want for one?
Okay.
Now, 1-minute opening statement for data and governance.
Guys, in ARC for both positions. Okay, if you like to do that. Ani, whenever you're ready, you may begin your 1-minute opening statement for the Committee on Budget and Planning.
Wait, okay.
So we're doing a repeat, but this time for the Budget and Planning Committee.
I'm pretty sure I just did the budgeting. Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Then why is it?
Okay,
Yes,
so
questions for both. Can we just deliberate and then let's just deliberate and then I think we should just vote for her both individual positions. Yeah. So if you have any, yes, Jonathan.
I recommend deliberating if you feel you need to hear from the candidate more for both.
Then
at that point, then I say you reopen.
Yes, I agree.
Question and answer
For the
and
committee,
then just vote on both together.
Okay, thank you. All right. Well, we'll be deliberating. And if you have anything to say, please raise your hands. Yes, Tommy.
Yeah, I would say like from an ARC side And on the interview, I think there was a general sentiment that we concurred that we believed this applicant would be better for the data governance committee. Granted, we voted and conducted one interview, so we voted yes, and they were moved forward for both. However, there is only one spot on the budget and planning committee, and we do have another qualified candidate. That's why I was asking to hear both first, so you guys can kind of see that perspective. However, I believe data governance would probably be the best fit for them. And then also just ensuring that one senator is not burdened by the amount of work that requires sitting on two committees.
Thank you, Tommy. Hiram?
Ani's a part of my office, and I mean, he's presented to you guys before. I'm not sure if you remember my summer transfer awareness training presentation, but he was there for that. And he's become such an integral part of my office in such a short period of time. And I appreciate him for sticking through me and my awkward transition to leadership. Like, I really do appreciate his understanding there. However, I am not for the two appointments thing. I honestly, like, I've served in academic senate appointment last year. I'm serving in one this year. It's a pretty big commitment. Like, it obviously depends on the committee, but even then it takes research beforehand. I'm not saying he can't do it. It's just, I'm saying it's a lot, especially for a student that's starting at UCLA, like right now for the first time. And I know the quality of his work is amazing. I've seen it. It's just, I think I am for him going on the data governance committee just because our ARC notes show that he had a lot to say about data governance. I don't really see a lot on committee on budget and planning. So I'm with Tommy on this one. I think this candidate is one that's better suited for the data governance committee.
Angela, can we hear your perspectives on this, please?
Yeah. So, oh, okay, perfect. Hello, Ani. Thank you for being here today. I really appreciate your interview. I know that we actually did an interview as well, and you were great. And I do have to say that I agree with both Tommy and with Hiram. You seemed very passionate about the CDITP, and when we had our interview, there wasn't a full understanding and grasp of the CPB. And I also just wanted to say that I would like to hear the other candidate, Isra, who's also applying for CPB, just because she does have CPB experience. So I just wanted to hear both of them out. But again, I wanted to thank you for being here today. It takes a lot of courage, so I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Are there any other council members? Okay, well, I will ask Tommy what you think we should do moving forward. Should we vote? Microphone, please.
Let's just hear the other interview first so you guys can have a full picture of the comments that were made, and then we can motion for both if there is both, or one if there is one over the other. But there are two positions that Ani applied for.
Okay.
So I guess, Ani, whenever you're ready, you can begin with your 1-minute opening statement for the Data Governance Committee.
Data governance. Okay, thank you. Wait 1 second. All right. My name is Ani. My pronouns are he, him, and I just transferred in, so I'm a junior, majoring in political science. I would like to serve on the Data Governance Committee because I believe, as I previously mentioned, that as students, it is important to hold accountable that the people who are in charge of governance of our private data, and ensure accountability in these spaces. I believe that, obviously this was mentioned in previous interview with academic freedom, but data governance just kind of tie into that. And it's important to ensure that people are not misusing our data as students and faculty.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Ani regarding this committee? Seeing as there are none, we'll be moving. Yes, Angela.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So, Ani, considering that this is like a brand new committee, I just wanted to ask you, like, from your experience, like, why do you think you're qualified for the CDITP? There isn't much about it, so I just wanted to hear if you've had any like lived experience, with technology and privacy, especially because that is very important in this current climate.
Yeah. Last year, or a couple years ago now, I actually organized a voting drive with a couple of other people in the League of Women Voters. And why I bring that up is because and we had some politicians with us who came to speak at this voting drive as well. And why I bring that up is because a lot of what we discussed there was, how do we as a committee, as people who are organizing this event, um, ensure that what we're saying in private is being kept in private, because politicians are obviously finicky in terms of their commitment to many things, and we tried our best to hold our words in private and try to ensure that we had faculty who had political affiliations that are against some of the politicians who were coming, and we had to kind of convince that, hey, these private opinions of our faculty and our students does not impact you coming to our event and speaking. And so I'm not a technology wizard, but I can tell you that the current political climate is so horrendous, and I've seen so many news articles of the administration demanding the data of college students and college faculty. I think there was one from Berkeley as well, and only a matter of time. And it's I think that it's very important for people to understand that, and it's very important for, I think, myself to sit on that committee because I think that I have a grasp on stuff like that.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Seeing as there are none, we'll now be moving on to ARC recommendation. Oh, sorry. 1 minute closing statement. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you again for this opportunity to interview with all of you. And I completely understand that serving on two committees is a big commitment, and I understand why you guys said that one committee is better to start, especially as I transfer in. And I did want to say that it's I think I do value data, and I think that as a student body, that is something that is probably one of the most important things on campus, and I would be delighted to serve on that committee.
Thank you. We'll now be moving on to ARC recommendations. Microphone, please.
Right. Senate data governance. All right. So the ARC unanimously recommends Aniruddha Iyengar for a 1-year term on the Academic Senate Committee on this is the wrong link. On the Data Governance Committee. Ani expressed a strong commitment to ensuring that student data is protected and ensuring that students are aware of the policies currently in place at UCLA, and also committing their involvement in the committee to advocating for stronger protections pertaining to UCLA student data governance. We strongly recommend Aniruddha for an appointment to this committee for a 1-year term.
Thank you, Tommy. We'll now be moving on to deliberations for this committee. Yes, Hiram.
I stand firm on everything I said earlier, but I just wanted to note again that Ani is such an amazing person inside and out. Like, he has such a passion for student government and making sure that his peers are heard, not just transfer students, but all students at UCLA. I recommend him for the Committee on Planning and Budget. Not that, sorry. I was reading the wrong one. Kidding. Take my word back. what was the other committee? The committee on the data governance committee. I recommend him for that one. But I really appreciate you being here today, Ani. I know that it's kind of a confusing situation to be in where you were asked to interview back to back twice. But I do fully support him for the first appointment.
And can you confirm which is the first appointment?
Data governance committee.
Okay, nice. Alrighty, well, we'll now be moving on for a motion for a vote. Can someone please motion for a vote for the data governance? Yes, Angela.
Hello, Ani. I just wanted to thank you for being here today. I do think you answered all the questions, like to the degree that is very, very satisfactory. So I thank you for that. This might be a silly question, but there are two people that are, there's one spot for the Committee on Data, Information, and Technology and Privacy, but there are two appointments. So I wonder how that's going to work out. Do we just go to a vote right now?
Microphone.
Second appointment.
It's Daruti.
That one we have under academic freedom. Yeah, we interviewed for academic freedom.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, thank you for answering my question. I really appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Okay, can we please get a motion for Ani for the data governance committee, please?
Motion to appoint Ani to the Data Governance Committee for a one-year term for the 2025-2026 academic year.
Is there a second?
Second.
Here motions, Daniel seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining. With a vote of 13 to 0, that motion passes and Ani is approved to serve on the Academic Senate Data Governance Committee for a one-year term for the 2025-2026 academic year. We'll now be moving on to motioning for a vote for Ani for the Academic Senate Committee on Budget and Planning. Can someone please motion?
I motion to appoint Ani for a one-year term to the Academic Senate Committee on Budget and Planning.
Tommy motions, Sherry seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining. With a vote to 0 to 13 to 0, unfortunately, that motion does not pass. And Ani, we're sorry to inform you that at this time you have not been approved for this position. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. We'll now be moving on to Angela Ledesma for the Academic Senate Executive Board. Angela, thank you so much. I was about to ask. And whenever you're ready, you may begin your 1-minute opening statement.
Hello, it is a pleasure to be here today. My name is Angela Ledesma Gratarola, and I go by she, her pronouns. I am a junior, double majoring in political science and public affairs, and I currently am serving as the Chief of Senate in the Academic Affairs Commission, where my top priority really is to make tangible academic policy changes. So this paired alongside my previous experience in the Academic Senate, both in CAF and in QUARS, I just have a really central viewpoint and firsthand experience on how central the e-board is to the workflow of the e-board. So that's why I'm here interviewing for the e-board today.
Thank you. And I'll be moving on to your 15-minute question and answer period from council. I'm sure we all know who Angela is. Yes, Hiram.
Hi, Angela. I don't know if you know me, but hey.
Stranger.
How has your experience serving in QUARS and CAF last school year impacted you as a leader, and how has that inspired you to go for e-board, an entirely different committee this year?
Yes, thank you so much for that question. I really appreciate it. So pretty much whilst I was in QUARS and CAF, we wrote a lot of academic proposals, we wrote letters, things of that nature. An example being we wrote one on the TPM policies. So that then forwards to the e-board because the e-board is really in charge of all actions and the review of all proposals and letters. So once it goes to the e-board, they have their edits, they have the review of the proposal or said letter, and then they either send it back, they leave commentary, or it goes to the administration directly. So I do have firsthand experience on how the e-board works, even though I wasn't on the e-board. So I just really do think that the e-board is incredibly important in, creating that workflow and making sure that all the proposals and all the letters that are being written by all 15 committees within the Academic Senate are being sent to administration for response and for, urging them for a proper response and a timeful one as well.
Thank you. For the sake of time, we'll now be moving on to your 1-minute closing statement.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to thank you all again for giving me the opportunity to be here. I believe to be the most effective chief of Senate and to be an academic senator, you need to be in these spaces and you need to be collaborating with other people. So I just wanted to reiterate that I am deeply committed in making tangible academic policy changes, and I really do want to extend that invitation. I want to work with all of you so that we can create, very policy changes that maybe like expand pre-existing policy so that we can like make them as accessible and as equitable as possible, especially for our vulnerable communities in the current political climate. So thank you again.
Thank you so much. Can we please get ARC recommendations?
With a 3-0 vote, ARC recommends Angela for this appointment.
Thank you. We'll now be just moving on for a vote. Can someone please motion for a vote? Yes, Tommy.
Angela for a 1-year term to the Executive Board of the Academic Senate.
Second.
Who was that? Divine? Tommy motions, Divine seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. All abstaining. With a vote to 12-0, that motion passes, and Angela Ledesma is approved to the Academic Senate Executive Board for a 1-year term for the 2025-2026 academic year. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We'll now be moving on to Jacqueline Mejia Lopez for the Academic Senate Undergraduate Council. I'm sorry, everyone, if you've been waiting here. You may begin whenever you're ready for your 1-minute opening.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Jacqueline Mejia Lopez. I'm a second-year neuroscience major. I come from a low-income first-generation background, raised in a single-parent household. I mention these parts of my identity because they have deeply shaped my commitment to equity and student advocacy. I'm currently serving as a community development intern for the Chicanx and Latinx Living Learning Community, where I build inclusive, affirming spaces for Latinx students. Last year, I was the intern for the Academic Affairs Commission, which I led a passion project. I'm applying to be the academic center for the undergraduates as I can combine academic excellence with leadership, work experience, and community advocacy. My diverse background as a student, STEM major, and campus leader equips me with a fresh perspective to represent a wide range of student needs and actively contribute to the academic senate. Additionally, being a low-income student as well as a minority, being in a position as a community development intern, I have the ability to aid students who have different needs and are often unable to reach for help. I am skilled in the community building and facilitating communication with students and administration. Being in the academic senate is crucial, and I want to amplify students' voices.
Thank you. We'll now be moving on to your 15-minute question and answer period. Are there any questions from council? Yes, Angela.
Hello, thank you for being here today. I just had a quick question about your committee, since you are in UGC and it is a very big committee. I just wanted to see if you, understood the structure and the capacity that the UGC has. So if you could tell me a little bit more about what the UGC does, it would be great.
Yes, of course. So from my understanding, there's an advisory and there's an action component in which I would be asked to review policies or proposals and give my input and try to put best forward the interest of students and give my input and action within those proposals and policies.
Thank you. Are there any other council members? Seeing that there aren't, we'll now be moving on to your 1-minute closing statement.
Okay, I want to thank everyone for taking the time to speak with me today. I'd like to emphasize my desire to serve on the Undergraduate Academic Senate is grounded not just on advocacy, but also accountability and collaboration. I want to be the bridge between students and faculty, helping to shape policies and promote academic success and well-being for all students, especially those that often go unheard of. As a first-generation student navigating the complex systems of higher education, I understand barriers that many of us face, and I commit to use my platform and make UCLA more accessible and inclusive and responsive. If appointed, I will bring my dedication, thoughtfulness, and dedication and a student-centered approach to every decision and discussion. My diverse background as a student, STEM major, and campus leader equips me as if with the fresh perspective to represent once again a wide range of students.
Thank you so much. We'll now be moving on to ARC recommendations.
I have those. All right. ARC unanimously recommends Jacqueline for a one-year term on the Academic Senate Undergraduate Council. Jacqueline brings a strong, equity-driven perspective shaped by her lived experience as a first-generation student and her current work in student support spaces such as the Latinx LLC. Her commitment to structural reform, student advocacy, and inclusive policymaking, especially for marginalized and non-traditional students, demonstrates her readiness to serve as a thoughtful and impactful representative on the UGC.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now be moving on to deliberations from council. Yes, Angela.
Hello, I just wanted to thank you, Jackie, for being here today. This was a very, very quick turnaround. Our senator sadly had a time conflict with the UGC meeting, so we had to put her in another capacity within the AAC. So I just really wanted to thank you for being here and presenting in front of USAC, even though you did have a couple hours to prepare for that. But I look forward to working more with you if
Thank you.
you get appointed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can someone please motion for a vote now? Yes, Tommy.
To appoint Jacqueline to the Undergraduate Council Committee of the Academic Senate for a one-year term for the 2025-2026 academic year.
A second.
Tommy motions, KS seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining. With votes of 12 to 0, that motion is approved, and Jacqueline is approved to serve on the Academic Senate for the Undergraduate Council for a one-year term for the 2025-2026 academic year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Of course. We'll now be moving on to ISRA for the Academic Senate Committee on Budget and Planning appointments. ISRA, whenever you're ready, you may begin your 1-minute opening statement. Are you online? Are they online?
Hi, are you able to hear me now?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, hi everyone, my name is Isra and I use she, her pronouns. I'm a senior majoring in human biology and society, and I'm applying on the Committee on Planning and Budget. I believe that I'm a good fit for this position because I've served as a senator on this committee for 2 full years, and I'm very familiar with the expectations that are required of me as a senator. I've gained valuable insight on the planning and organization aspects that are necessary for making informed decisions on monetary allocations. I'm also now more knowledgeable about the UC system's budget and where our university currently stands. I believe that my experiences in this committee has made me more familiar and better prepared to contribute more this year. I've gained valuable knowledge of budgeting, looking at so many numbers and statistics, and making sense of them. And most importantly, voicing the concerns of our fellow undergraduate students here at UCLA by providing our perspective on the issues being discussed.
Thank you. We'll now be moving on to your 15-minute question and answer period. Are there any questions from council? I have a question. What are you looking forward to on this committee?
Yeah, so for this current year, I'm honestly looking more to bridge my knowledge gap on this committee because when I first started out as a freshman, there were a lot of terms that were new to me, but over time, just like showing up, taking careful notes, and being more aware and communicating with my policy analysts, I was able to translate those numbers into actual, statistics and current scenarios. So this year, I'm really looking forward to even though like I do have a lot more knowledge than I did as a freshman, I hope to maximize that knowledge and better be able to contribute to the budget and planning purposes for this committee.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Yes, Angela.
Hello, Isra. So happy to see you today. I just wanted to ask, because you have been on CPB for 2 years, I wanted to ask what are some tangible changes or ideas that you have for the CPB this upcoming year?
Yeah, hi Angela, it's so great to see you. Yeah, so for CPP specifically, I've noticed that over the past 2 years, we've been focusing on really like large projects such as research parks and all of that. And while that's obviously beneficial for graduate students and faculty, I feel like like this year specifically, I want to promote more undergraduate issues. I know that going large and big for like research parks and like increasing faculty tenure, that's really important and it does impact undergraduate students. But I feel like yeah, this year I want to work more uh to provide like the issues that we as undergraduates face. Something that I wanted to bring to the Chief of Senate this year is possibly making like a tabling event, if that makes sense, where we like as committee members um just like show up during like like at the activity fairs and all of that, where students could come by, reach out, like get to know who we are. Um, and once they do that, we could kind of collaborate, see like what issues they have as students. And then hopefully that also encourages transparency, but at the same time, it would provide me with feedback.
Thank you. Are there any other questions from council? Seeing as there are none, you may begin your 1-minute closing statement whenever you're ready.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you first and foremost for taking the time to conduct this interview. If appointed for this committee, I will do my best to fulfill all my duties as a senator to help raise students' voices and make sure their needs are met. In a space where decisions are largely influenced by faculty, it's essential for students to advocate and ensure our needs are met. And that's exactly my goal. An example of my advocacy is highlighted by my Microwaves Passion Project, which I have worked on with fellow USAC representatives all of last year and developed a plan to help make my vision of having microwaves more accessible across campus. No issue is too big or small for it to be changed, and I hope to be part of that change. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Can we now hear ARC recommendations? Tommy, I think. Is that you?
So, Isra approaches the academic senate with empathy and understanding of her peers and their experiences. Having been on the committee of planning and budget for 2 years now, it is clear that she knows the ins and outs of what the committee entails. With a 3-0 vote, ARC recommends Isra for this appointment.
Thank you, Tommy. Can we now get deliberations from council? Seeing as there are no council members, yes, Tommy. Okay, yes, you can motion.
I motion to appoint Isra for a 1-year term to the Academic Senate Committee on Budget and Planning for the 2025-2026 academic year.
I second. Tommy motions, Daniel seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining with the vote to 11-0, that motion passes and Isra is approved on the Academic Senate Committee on Budget and Planning for a 1-year term for the 2025-2026 academic year. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Of course, you too. We will now be moving on to Jake Smith for the Academic Senate Faculty Executive Committee. Whenever you're ready, you may begin your 1-minute opening statement.
Hello, my name is Jake Smith. I'm a third-year student here and first-year transfer student in political science. I transferred from El Camino College in Torrance, California. I'm looking to be appointed to the Faculty Executive Committee in the Academic Senate. Although I am a new student to UCLA, I bring a wealth of experience from my time at the community college, having served as the vice president of our interclub council, on our ASO, our student government there, and also having served in campus governance, on a campus committee, our campus food services committee at El Camino. So I bring with me a wealth of experience in advocating for students, listening to student perspectives, and also working with faculty to come to solutions for often complex problems, as well as understanding college regulations and policy. So I appreciate all of your consideration for this role, and yeah.
Thank you. Now I'll be moving on to a 15-minute question and answer period from council. Angela, do you want to go first, or I don't know if you want to?
Thank you for being here today. I just wanted to hear a little bit more of what you think the FEC does and what it is. Thank you.
Sure. So from my reading about the FEC, from my understanding, they primarily look over requirements for like majors, minors, anything academic at the college. They also deal with college regulations or changes to them. They also deal with just generally overseeing what's going on in the college and kind of deliberating those different issues and coming to agreements and solutions on them.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Seeing as there are none, we'll now be moving on to your 1-minute closing statement.
Sure. Again, thank you guys for your consideration. I really believe that campus governance and committees like this are the best way to be involved on campus. And as a new student here, I would really like to appreciate your yes vote on this. So I look to get more involved on campus and get a better place for all the students. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now be moving on to our recommendations.
ARC unanimously recommends Jake Smith for a 1-year term on the Academic Senate Faculty Executive Committee. As a first-year transfer student with a background in student government and state-level advocacy, Jake brings a strong commitment to student-centered representation, particularly for transfer and non-traditional students. His focus on improving the transfer experience, increasing transparency, and uplifting diverse student perspectives makes him a valuable addition to this advisory role.
Thank you. Are there any council deliberations? Seeing as there are none, can we put Brett?
It's working. Awesome. So Jake and I both went to El Camino College, but unfortunately we never crossed paths. But I have heard really great things about Jake through my colleagues who also went to El Camino. So I would definitely support his appointment to this committee.
Thank you. Are there any other council members? Seeing as there are none, can we get a motion for a vote, please? Brett?
Motion to appoint Jake Smith to the Academic Senate Faculty Executive Committee for a 1-year term for the 2025-2026 academic year.
A second.
Brett motions, Kaya seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining. So with a vote of 11 to 0, that motion passes. And Jake Smith is approved to serve on the Academic Senate Faculty Executive Committee for a 1-year term for 2025-2026 academic year.
So thank you.
Thank you. We'll now be moving on to Alexander Suarez with the Academic Senate Programs Review Committee. Whenever you're ready, you may begin your 1-minute opening statement. Nice suit, by the way.
Thank you. All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Alexander Suarez. I am a second-year transfer, fourth-year senior. Really glad to be here tonight. I am a political science major. I'm currently double minoring in history as well as film, TV, and digital media studies. Really glad to be here. I'm currently working for the Center for Community College Partnerships here at UCLA. I was a peer advisor for about a year now, going on my second year. And with the organization, I have had the privilege of working with underrepresented groups, students, primarily transfer students, who are starting at the community college level and making their way to UCLA or to the UC system. And with that brought me with a multitude of experiences of working with diverse communities, underrepresented groups, as well as being able to advocate for those who did not have the resources available at the community college level and were able to now pursue higher education.
Thank you. We'll now be moving on to your 15-minute question and answer period from council. Are there any questions? I'll ask a question. What are you looking forward to in the programs review committee?
I think for me, what I'm looking forward to is just learning just new foundations and governance. Being someone who's pre-law, I think that having the foundations and understanding policy as well as like advocacy is something that I consider to be extremely important going into this type of industry. And I think that having that sort of trait in my back pocket would be something I really would benefit from. But most ideally, though, I'm just looking to learn. I think learning new different skills, meeting new people, just getting to see a diverse group of people as well is something I really am really grateful for as well. And really grateful to be able to add a campus that really prides itself on diversity as well as inclusion of different groups.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Yes, Tommy?
I know you applied for a number of positions on the Academic Senate. I guess in particular, I was wondering what steps or like things you're going to try to achieve this year on this particular committee and like what type of impact you hope to have through your time on the Senate.
Yeah, specific with APRC, I think for me, there are three things I really wanted to hone in on. Student interest, transparency, and being representative. Student interest, I think for me, being on the committee is trying to find ways of how to finish your degree within the appropriate time, whether that's being a first year in your typical 4-year pathway, or that's being a transfer student doing the typical 2 years, right? How do we best create a program or a curriculum that best caters to that so when they're prepared and that they're going to graduate on time? As well as creating transparency in the processes of what we do as a community, I think is really important, specifically in finding what specifically is published after we have made those decisions and being able to break it down for students to understand, okay, this is what happened, this is what we did, and this is how it's going to impact your time here at UCLA. And being representative, knowing that as a transfer student, I want to be a representative for the entire student body, even though as I'm in a very maybe minor committee with USAC, I think be able to have different ideas and perspectives on the committee is something I think is really important. And I think for me that it's important to be, reflective of everyone's individuals and to not overbear on one specific thing and just to be as open and ready for the process.
Thank you. Are there any other questions from council today? If not, thank you so much. You feel free to, sorry, you can now start your 1-minute closing statement.
Awesome. Thank you again for this opportunity. What excites me about serving this community is to be able to chance to strengthen the connection between students and the programs that shape their UCLA experience. And again, being transparent, as well as highlighting student interests, as well as being representative, I think are the three things that are really important that I want to bring to this committee. And being able to have that open dialogue with our student body and being able to create, sort of responses and impacts to what's going on with the political climate. We're being quite literally under attack from all angles of the federal government. So I think for me, having to have an advocate, someone who's going to fight for funding, fight for rights, fight for our recognition, is something that is going to be extremely important. And I think that for me as an individual, I think that I'm the best to do that for this position, and as well as learning from other like-minded individuals who might be who I might cross paths with, and overall just being an advocate. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we please get ARC recommendations, Tommy? Okay.
ARC believes Alex's approach to leadership through the lens of diversity, equity, and inclusion is necessary for a committee as crucial as the APRC. We appreciated his goals to uplift our marginalized communities on campus, and with a 3-0 vote, ARC recommends Alex for this appointment.
Thank you. Can we get council deliberations, please? Yes, Sarah.
I work with Alex. He's my coworker for Triple CP, and honestly, like getting to see him through training and also just getting to work with him as a person, I know that he's a really committed individual, and I urge you all to vote yes on this appointment.
Angela?
Yes, definitely agree with Harem. I wanted to say, I'm really happy that Alex is here right now. I did a previous interview with him, so I'm just happy that he's here, and I hope you all vote yes for the APRC representative capacity.
Are there any from other council members? Seeing as there are none, can we please motion for a vote? Tommy?
I motion to, oh,
Second.
How many motions? Hiram seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining. With a vote of 13 to 0, that motion passes. And Alexander Suarez is approved to serve on the Academic Senate and Programs Review Committee for the 2025-2026 academic year for a one-year term. Congratulations, Alex.
Thank you.
We'll now be moving on to Suhan Tan for a FICOM associate appointment. Are they online, Tommy? Whenever you're ready, you may begin your 1-minute opening statement.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your time today. My name is Suhan. I'm currently a junior studying statistics and data science. I've had the opportunity to serve on the finance committee for the past 2 years of my undergrad experience here at UCLA, and I've really enjoyed the opportunity to be able to give back to the broader student body and to really be able to see how I can play a role in promoting diversity on this campus and be able to support underrepresented communities. So super excited about the potential opportunity to be on the committee again this year.
Thank you. We'll now be moving on to your 15-minute question and answer period. Are there any questions from council members today? Any questions? I guess, what are you looking forward to as an associate on FICOM?
Yeah, definitely really looking forward to kind of building off of the things that I started last year. One of the initiatives that I started last year was building up like an internal dashboard within Google Suite to help us kind of better track our funding and where money was going and allow us to have a little more visibility into our current budget levels. That was a really cool initiative that I got to spearhead and definitely excited to continue working on that initiative this year to again continue to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion within this role. And I'm just looking forward to ultimately serving the UCLA student body now as like an upperclassman as well.
Thank you. Are there any other questions from council? Seeing as there are none, we'll now be moving on to your 1-minute closing statement.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your time today. Again, just want to really quickly reiterate that I am super passionate about this position because I think it's given me the opportunity and a platform to build up my own personal skills, to be able to innovate on existing processes to see how we can make them better and more efficient. And ultimately, the most important thing to be able to give back to the broader UCLA community and play my role in making this community better every single day by promoting better engagement across all different student groups. So excited about the potential opportunity to work with the rest of the committee again this year.
Thank you. Can you please get ARC recommendations? Tommy?
ARC unanimously recommends Suhan Tan for a one-year term as a FICOM member with prior experience on the committee and a strong focus on improving transparency and operational efficiency. Suhan proposed tangible initiatives such as an internal funding dashboard and enhanced outreach strategies to promote equitable allocation of resources. His commitment to supporting smaller, underrepresented organizations and using data-driven tools to identify funding gaps reflects a proactive and equity-focused approach to student advocacy.
Thank you. Can we please get council deliberations? Seeing as there are none, can we please motion for a vote?
I motion to appoint Suhan Tan for a one-year term as a FICOM member for the 2025-2026 school year.
Second.
Can you say it again?
I second.
Daniel motions, Tommy seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining. With a vote of 13 to 0, that motion passes, and Suhan Tan is approved to serve on the FICOM as an associate for the 2025-2026 academic year for a one-year term. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Of course. We'll now be moving on to Sophia Wang for the Bike Advocacy Committee. Oh, consent, sorry.
Yeah, I move to appoint Sophia Wang for the campus bike.
Wait.
Nope.
Is there any opposition? I'll just ask, is there any opposition? Jonathan?
If you have anything you'd like to say about the candidate, you're welcome to. If not, then he'll ask for no opposition.
If you want to share anything about the candidate or the role.
Yeah, I can share. Sophia's been an active member in FAC and has been active in our Transportation Equity Access Committee. So would really recommend that everybody vote for, yeah, that we move Sophia forward in this appointment.
Of course. Is there any opposition? Seeing as there are none, Sophia Wang is appointed to the Bike Advocacy Committee for a one-year term. Now we'll be moving on to Isabel Wu for the Academic Senate Committee on International Education. Whenever you're ready, you may begin your 1-minute opening statement.
I'm a bit short for this, sorry. Okay, let me just like stand here. Okay, thank you all for like, okay, thank you. I know it's been a very long evening, so thank you for all like putting out your time to give me this interview. My name is Isabel Wu, she, her. I'm a freshman for the pre-political science major. I'm on a pre-law track and I'm applying for the Academic Senate for the Committee on International Education. I think I would be a good fit for this committee because I'm an international student myself. I come from Hong Kong and I studied an international curriculum. I studied the International Baccalaureate at a international school as well. So I've been surrounded by a very diverse community my entire life. Through my short time here at UCLA so far, I've tried to like make friends with peers, other peers that are international students, and ask them about like issues they care about or things that they are concerned about. So I think that I can be a good spokesperson for the international student body at UCLA. At the same time, I have like my own personal concerns about certain policy as well for international education as like through my lived experience, like this is something that affects me. So yeah.
Thank you. We'll now be moving on to your 15-minute question and answer period. Whenever do council members have any questions for Sophia? Not Sophia, sorry, Isabel. Guess I'll ask a general question. What are you looking forward to on the Committee on International Education?
Yeah, so firstly, I'm very excited to learn about policymaking in general. I come from a small high school, so our cohort was very small. Our student council didn't have like a large capacity to exercise on certain policy changes. So I know this is like very different at UCLA. I know that we do get a lot of say in things that happen at this school. So I'm very excited for having this capacity to create change and to learn about how policy processes work, especially as a pre-law student. I also am very excited about us like working on certain issues myself, especially relating to things like enrollment and like transfer credits as a first-year student. These are specific issues that I care about.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Yes, Kaya.
I see in your ARC interview, you said that you would like to start a trend of having more programming for international students. What exactly do you mean by this, and what would the programming entail?
Yeah, okay. So I think one of the things I talked about in my interview is the idea that there's a lot of resources out there for international students. However, students may not be aware of this. So programs, I meant that by as in certain events for students to attend to, specifically for international students. This looks like things like networking and career fairs for international students, internship fairs, study abroad talk sessions, like and more. I think this is in like these programs should be implemented because of the fact that like a lot of international students, you know, we are all new to LA. We don't have a lot of connections with other people like many other of the local students do. And so a lot of us definitely do feel left out in a certain sense or feel like we're falling behind. And I want to like sort of alleviate these pressures for the international student body.
Thank you. Seeing as there are no other questions from council, we'll now be moving on to your 1-minute closing statement.
Yeah, so I do have a lot of ideas and events for international students, but I'm also just very eager in general to get into student government, to learn the ropes of how policy works, to produce like meaningful change. Also, shout out to Angela. I'll be very excited to work with you if I get this appointment. Um, in general, like I know I'm like new to this school. I know I'm a freshman, but I am very eager to learn and I'm willing to be very committed to this appointment if given the privilege to do so.
Thank you. Can we now get ARC recommendations? If so, please raise your hand. Who's going to give them?
All right. ARC unanimously recommends Isabel Wu for a one-year term on the Academic Senate Committee on International Education. As an international student from Hong Kong, Isabel brings a deeply informed perspective and a strong commitment to addressing structural barriers affecting international students, particularly around credit transfer and access to resources. Her focus on increasing transparency, building institutional knowledge, and advocating for inclusive policy reform reflects both initiative and a clear understanding of the committee's advisory role.
Thank you, Tommy. Can we now get council deliberations? Yes, Angela?
Hello, I'm really excited that you're here today. We had a quick encounter outside of the viewpoint room, so I'm so excited to see the passion and the eagerness with your answering of questions. So I just wanted to thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Angela.
Thank you. All right. Can we now please motion for a vote?
I motion to appoint Isabel Wu for a one-year term on the Academic Senate Committee on International Education for the 2025-2026 school year.
I second.
Daniel motions, Kaya seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining, with votes of 13 to 0, that motion passes, and Isabel Wu is approved to serve on the Academic Senate Committee on International Education for a one-year term for the academic year 2025-2026. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Of course. Our last appointment for the night is Zoriti for the Academic Senate Committee on Academic Freedom. Whenever you're ready, you may begin your 1-minute opening statement.
Ruti, are you here?
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hello. Okay, sorry, I'm in a dining hall right now. Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Okay, sounds good. Let me know when my minute is.
you may begin your 1-minute opening statement.
Yes, can I begin my statement?
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. Hi, guys. My name is Druti. I am the first year at UCLA. I'm a biochemistry major, and I'm applying for the position of Academic Senate Committee of Academic Freedom. And the reason why I'm applying for this position is because I come from a variety of historically marginalized communities as a first generation woman of color, and I believe that the struggles that I have faced as part of this community has made me more empathetic and understanding of the struggles that are the core behind academic freedom, which is why I believe that I can bring my perspectives to this committee. Thank you guys so much for your time, and I look forward to answering any questions that you guys may have for me today.
Thank you, Tommy.
Hi, Rudy. I know you mentioned kind of your identity being
Right.
kind of a core part of academic freedom kind of
Mhm.
issues at this time.
Mhm.
How would you approach handling hard discussions pertaining to potential infringement on academic freedom here at
Mhm.
UCLA?
That's a good question. I think for me, whenever I've ever been in difficult conversations, I guess just due to a large variety of tension behind the arguments, I've always tried my best to kind of hear all the different perspectives of the discussion. And I think the reason why I learned this, I come from a very large family, and so I have a little sister and a bunch of little cousins. And whenever we are talking about things that eventually end up becoming arguments, I always try and make sure that like all of my siblings' voices are heard. And I think that like that experience has really provided me with the background I need to kind of approach situations like this. But basically what I would do is I would make sure that every single like opinion is heard. And I know sometimes that certain voices can overshadow others, especially if they're, for example, like louder or stronger, something like that. But if I was part of this position, I would try my best to make sure that every single person has a chance to speak for an equal amount of time. And then after that, engage in friendly like discussion, kind of like what I do with my siblings whenever we for example, have a fight. I would kind of ask people like why they believe their argument is correct. Or maybe at the end of the day, I think it's about compromise and just making sure that everyone gets a little bit of their opinions appreciated and heard for. So that's kind of what I would do. Just first of all, making sure that everyone's voices are heard like equally. And then at the end, coming to a transparent conclusion that definitely puts pieces of everyone's opinions together.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Are there any other questions from council? Sorry, I think we can hear you if you want to mute yourself.
Hello?
I think we can hear your background if you want to unmute
Oh,
yourself.
sorry.
You're good, you're good. Okay. Are there any other questions from council? No? Okay. Well, seeing you can you can unmute yourself and begin your 1-minute closing statement.
Okay, thank you so much. Once again, thank you so much for your time today. I am very excited for the possibility of being on this committee. I've been in a lot of leadership within my school and within my high school years, and I know that I'm an incoming freshman, which means that I might not have enough experience on USAC, but I truly believe that this committee could benefit from a diverse, fresh perspective, and I believe that I would be the perfect person to bring that, given the extensive amount of high school leadership experience that I have had and the fresh perspective that I would bring as part of USAC. And I look forward to hearing back from you guys and the chance to work with all of you. Thank you so much once again for your time today.
Thank you. Can we please get our recommendations?
Judy possesses an understanding of academic freedom and recognizes that every student has the right to learn, research, and thrive at UCLA without unjust barriers that limit their academic potential. With a 3-0 vote, ARC recommends her for this appointment.
Thank you. Can we now begin? Can we now get deliberations from council? Are there any comments? Seeing as there are none, can we please motion for a vote? Yes, Tommy?
I motion to appoint Deruti Halambi to the Academic Senate Committee on Academic Freedom for a 1-year term for the 2025-2026 academic year.
For second.
Second.
Kaya seconds. Tommy motion. Sorry, Tommy motions. Kaya seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining. With a vote of 13-0, that motion passes. And Deruti is approved to serve on the Academic Senate Committee on Academic Freedom for a 1-year term for the 2025-2026 academic year. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Of course, have a great night. We'll now be moving on to officer reports, and for our time tonight, I ask that only executives provide their updates as well as administrative representatives. I'll go first. Everything will be written, I'm sorry. What's up, Tommy?
Written.
Sherry?
Mine are written, except that our office's Fall Fellowship is accepting applications. So if you're interested in advocacy, you should definitely apply due this Friday. And then also, if your organization needs money, our Bruin Advocacy Grant applications are also open. They're due tomorrow. And then also we have a newsletter that if you want to sign up for. The rest are written.
Angela, can we keep it written for tonight?
Yeah, please refer to the written notes.
All right, thank you. Sorry, oops. Lori? Or none? Oh, Orlando? Orlando?
Yeah, I'm here. Don't forget about me. Sorry I'm not there to join you all. Hope you're all doing well in your first week back. Just a couple quick updates. Soul re-registration and registrations are going on at the same time right now. So if you're looking to register your organization which I think your offices do. Touch base with your SOL officers if you're not familiar with the process. Also new registration. So if you start a new group, right now is the time. You have till next Friday. And then the week after, starting on week 3, Wednesday and Thursday, SOL will be hosting its Days of SOL, series of workshops for new organizations, funding workshops, etc. For more information, please visit the SOL website. Now, that's all I have.
Yeah, and just building on Orlando, if you are FAC, GenRep 1, GenRep 2, GenRep 3, or ISR, you have not changed your signatories yet. So they are all still the same from last year. So please make sure to update those. If you're having trouble, I have the link, so you can ask me. Oh, Chris said today you have not. That's just the list I got, so. Oh. If you haven't.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Lori?
Lorelai.
Lorelai? Sorry, I'm like, yeah, I know.
Hello, everyone. Just some quick things to consider. Reminder, as you know, we've already approached fall, to review any applications for e-board appointments. The sooner that is done, the sooner they can get started on promoting your elections for spring. And then also want to bring up, now that we are in our first meeting for fall, you will be able to miss 3 meetings for the quarter before anything affects your stipend. So just be aware of that, and that's all I have.
Jonathan, sorry. Oh, Lori, sorry. I'm like hearing something outside and I'm like, what?
Well, just because Daniel and Divine didn't get to speak, I want to congratulate them on a most amazing group bash. It's been a very long time since I've had that much organization and that much like getting alongness. So I appreciate your leadership. It was amazing. Hiram and Brett, great to see you at Transfer Palooza. Polly was definitely packed. Saramo, Mauricio, if you're listening, shout out to you guys. Hiram, good job on the football tickets. Maybe if you don't want to do an in-person collection, maybe ask Mick if he could load them onto Bruin cards, like regular tickets.
I'll
But I
figure
do
it out.
recognize the
There's a huge number. We're doing close to 500.
Yeah, but I do recognize there's an importance of like face-to-face pickup. So, and then what else? I think I had one more thing. No, that's it. That's all I got. So happy to be back and see all of your faces in person.
Jonathan?
Hey, hello. Just a quick couple things from me. After words, there's 1 blue and 2 yellow permits available. Should you or one of your staff members want it, please just email me directly at this point, because everyone that I've been pulling from the list is either ignoring me or is not buying it. So if you have someone that actually wants either a blue or a yellow permit that you have to buy with your own human dollars, please let me know. A reminder, if you're doing fellowships, you're hiring for more staff, you're doing trips, et cetera, again, that those applications need to be approved by HR before they are released. Same form. If you need it again, it's either in Slack or you know how to reach us. And I will again emphasize to everyone to make sure that you are re-registered with SOL. Maybe your signatories got changed in the beginning of your term. That does not mean that you have re-registered for fall. If you fail to actually re-register, you will not be able to book rooms, you will not be able to apply for funds. Those things are important. So if you're not sure, email your SOL advisor. Please keep updating your rosters, getting those volunteer agreements signed and in. we will be updating your rosters with who we have completed and filed in the next coming days. Once some of our student staff are onboarded, I need their assistance because it's too much for me to do right now by myself. And then if you have signed your P card agreement today, which most of you have, don't leave without it. That's all.
Thank you. We'll now be moving on to new business, starting with a resolution to request a Department of Justice letter. This came in inspiration because the Academic Senate Legislative Assembly is passing, I think, the similar resolution. I don't know if they passed it tonight because today is the 30th, so I actually didn't update it. But it's essentially the same letter. Where therefore be it resolved that in recognition of shared governance and potential impact of the University of California's response to the demand letter on our campus and mission, the Undergraduate Student Association Council asks the UC Office of the President, UCLA Office of Executive Vice Chancellor and Provost, and UCLA Office of Chancellor to share the Department of Justice letter with the UCLA Academic Senate leadership and faculty and USAC officers. That's it. Are there any questions? All right, can someone please motion for a vote? Tommy?
Motion to approve the resolution to request the DOJ letter from UCLA admin.
Second.
Tommy motions, Sherry seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining with a vote to 13 to 0 to 0, that resolution is passed. We'll now be moving on to ASRF funding guidelines. Angela, if you'd like to describe the funding guidelines, funding application, and then the TGMF funding guidelines and the TGMF funding application, you can feel free to do so.
Hello? Okay, perfect. Yes, so the funding guidelines on the document do not work, so I will be sending you the updated version of those since I do have them on me, as well as the applications. So for the Travel Grant Mini Fund and for the Academic Success Referendum Fund, the guidelines have not changed for those. So it still holds its viewpoint neutrality when it comes to choosing and supporting UCLA undergraduates and student groups for funding. Do you want me to get more in depth or is that okay?
Oh, that's fine. Can someone please motion to approve the funding guidelines applications for both? I think there's specific language. Yes, Tommy?
Okay. All right. I motion to approve items B through E en block.
Second.
All in favor? Oh, Tommy motions, Daniel seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining, with a vote of 13 to 0 to 0, that motion is approved to vote on block.
And now that we're voting en block, I motion to approve agenda items B through E.
I second.
Tommy motions, Daniel seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining, with a vote to 13 to 0 to 0, agenda item X, what is it? B through E are approved. We'll now be moving on to fall 2025 funding approval sheets. Will I?
That was just the link for the fund, so you could delete that.
Oh, okay, thank you. All right, Tommy, if you'd like to go over the Oversight Committee charter.
Everyone, I know we've already talked about this a lot, but this is basically the copy of the charter for the Oversight Committee, which we actually submitted the bylaw changes for this past year. So this is just a formal document that kind of outlines how the Oversight Committee will be governed. It'll be housed under the IVP office. So now we will have a trifecta there with CSA and CAB, and now the Oversight Committee. But after this charter is passed, we'll be able to appoint a chair and hopefully get moving on it and receive some amazing information and reports from them. Does anyone have any questions?
No.
All right, then I motion to approve the charter of the USA Oversight Committee.
Is there a second?
I second.
Tommy motions, Daniel seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining, with a vote to 13 to 0 to 0, the Oversight Committee Charter is approved. We'll now be moving on to the discretionary fund purchase for the parliamentary consultants. Jonathan, do we just have to motion?
Yes, it's $3,125, and I'll say that we got a deal. She worked many more hours than she billed us for.
We got a BOGO.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
yeah, like 50% off almost.
Damn.
Yeah, so
KPMG.
yeah.
Okay. Tommy, can you motion for that? Thank you.
You said 3,125. All right, I motion to approve the spending of $3,125 from our discretionary fund for the payment of our parliamentarian consultant.
Second.
Tommy motions, Nico seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining, with a vote to 13 to 0 to 0, the discretionary fund purchase for $3,125 for the parliamentary consultant is approved. Next, we'll be moving on to financial guidelines. Jonathan?
Yeah, I recommend you table this because the link isn't shareable currently, so
Okay,
I would want you to vote on something you haven't looked at.
All right, thank you. We'll table that for next week. Do we have to? No? Just move on. Okay. I can see it. Do you want to put it up on the screen, Tommy? Can you do that? Yeah.
Are people still having trouble? It works for Diego and I.
You want to put it up on the screen or no?
Do you want us to put it up there? Or?
If we could put it up on the screen.
Okay. Eek. Oh, I don't want to touch that computer. Okay, I will share my screen. I will put them up.
Okay.
All right, here's the link or the thing. Yeah.
He said next
You're
week.
looking to me for this, correct? Yeah. So I'll say this is technically a FICOM document, and I worked with Bethany to update this, but they're essentially the updates were removing the language that says you get stipends and calling them now quarterly non-employee compensation because you're not employees and it comes quarterly now. So and then it just updated it also updates the stipend ceilings based on your approved budget.
Wait, we get our stipends quarterly?
Well, you don't, but everyone else does. Staff.
Oh, okay.
Staff appointments, staff.
I was like,
yeah. Yeah, there's also a tracked changes document that I sent if you want to look at that. But you're welcome to vote on this today if you want, but you can table it if you need more time.
Okay. Well, we can vote to approve it then. Can someone please motion? Or unless there are any questions.
Oh, Nico.
Nico?
Your page numbers say 8 of 6 and 7 of 6 if we care to update that so it looks like correct.
Oh.
I'll say in fairness to myself, I sent this as a PDF.
On my end, it came up as Word, but okay, I can make that adjustment. Okay. Yeah, aside from page numbers, we could. Oh, that was an easy fix. Now it's of 8. Okay, then I motion to approve the USA Financial Guidelines for the Finance Committee for the 2025-2026 academic year.
Second.
Motions, Nico, seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining with the votes of 13-0, the financial guidelines for the Finance Committee is approved. Next, we'll be moving on to our letter. Sorry, I'm pulling it up. Our USAC letter of transparency regarding release of. Tommy, I think you have the wrong link. Yeah. Sorry, folks. Yeah. We're fixing the link right now. But for background, this letter also comes from the Academic Senate Legislative Assembly meeting that was held today. I'm not sure what the update on that agenda item was, but I thought it'd be best that we introduce it as well. All right, it's updated. So the letter is addressed to more specifically EVPC Darnell Hunt, as well as the Academic Senate Chair Megan McAvoy. And so I can just read some of it. The Undergraduate Student Association Council is disappointed to learn about the recent release of incident reports containing individualized data from UC Berkeley's OPHD and UCPD to the Department of Education's Office of Civil Rights. Sharing such information violates privacy and procedural fairness. The principles expressed in APM 010 protect the ability of instructors to address topics in the classroom in accordance with their scholarly and pedagogical judgment, free from administrative or political pressure or interference. This freedom is not absolute, of course, and it does not grant instructors license to misuse the classroom for partisan or ideological purposes, as Regents Policy 2301 explains. Nor does it protect discrimination and targeted harassment in the classroom on the basis of race, color, or national origin, which is prohibited under Title VI of the 1964 Civil Rights Act. As such, determining when classroom speech counts as a violation of Regents Policy 2301 or Title VI involves academic judgment, and we expect the USAC to be given the opportunity to consult with UCLA administration to develop standard procedures when complaints about classroom speech are referred to university officials, including the EDI CRO, Civil Rights Office, and the potential creation of a Title VI office. As well as just listing certain commitments that we ask the UCLA to make. Seeing as there has been no publication of if names or which names have been given to the DOE. And that's essentially it. Yeah, this letter is basically copied from the Legislative Assembly, and I just wanted to give it the UCLA student perspective. So that's pretty much it. Are there any questions? Yes, Tommy.
Germain and not German?
Jermaine.
Like that are German to the subject matter.
Yeah.
Okay, let me edit that right now.
To the German subject matter. All right. All right. Well, that should be it. If there aren't any questions. Yes, Angela?
Not a question, but according to the LGA, the official results of their voting today will be written and will be published next Tuesday. So just wanted to give you an update on that.
All right. Thank you. Sounds great. Alrighty. Can someone please motion?
I motion to approve the USAC the letter on transparency regarding release of individualized incident data.
Second.
Tommy motion, Sherry seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining. With the votes of 13-0, that letter is approved. We will now be moving on to a resolution calling for accountability, compliance, and support for parenting scholars at UCLA. To keep it very brief, many of us had a meeting with Bruin parenting scholars and were requested to support their advocacy to request UCLA to allocate funding for a full-time CalWORKs coordinator and liaison that's trained to assist undergraduate and graduate CalWORKs recipients with case management benefit documentation. to ensure that UCLA is in compliance with AB 79 and AB 1326. And that is it. Are there any questions? If not, can we please get a motion?
Motion to approve the resolution calling for accountability, compliance, and support for parenting students at UCLA.
I second.
Here are motions. Is that Daniel?
Yeah.
Yes, Daniel seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining. With a vote to 12 to 0 to 0, that resolution is approved. We will now be moving on to executive session. Can someone please vote to enter executive? Yeah. Bobby? Yes. I'm going to have to ask the public to please step out of the room, including staff. Yes, UCLA staff as well. Well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, the building's closed.
Thank you. Tell me, did you turn off YouTube Live? Oh, wait, first we need a motion. Yeah.
I think you're so funny.
No, but we're just waiting for Angela. Just yeah.
Wow.
All right. Can someone please motion for a vote to enter executive session?
I motion for a vote to enter executive session at 10:13 p.m.
Second.
Thank you.
You motioned for a vote, so now you're motioning to whether you should vote instead of actually voting. Does that make sense? Yeah. Motion to enter executive session.
I motion to enter executive session at 10:14 p.m.
Second. Daniel motions, Nico seconds. All in favor, please raise your hands. Please lower your hands. All against, please raise your hands. And all abstaining with a vote to 12 to 0 to 0, that motion is approved, and we will now enter